Sandro Mamukelashvili, and he's in the NBA record books. He's scored a career-high 34 points in just 19 minutes, leading the Spurs past the Knicks 120-105. The Texans' Longhorn season, it's done. They fell out of the play-in tournament, losing to Xavier 86-80. Xavier moves on to face Illinois tomorrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Yeah, baby, how we doing? Oh, the madness. The madness is upon us.
Rob's got a hangover. Hold on.
Do you get the? Don't you feel like right now, Vic?
Yeah.
You've walked into a party where one guy has had just like a little bit more than everybody else, and he's just a little bit louder and a little bit more turnt than you.
Oh yeah, and then we're all mumbling
You
about
and I
it.
are like, we're sitting at Beat Down Thursday, and AJ rolls in as Happy Sunshine Monday.
That's right.
We're
Keep your refreshed and renewed and invigorated self to yourself.
Well, the good thing is
it's a glorious day, man. It is the best day of the sporting year for me.
it might be.
It is.
It
is
might
the day.
be.
We begin 3 weeks of utter madness.
Ah,
First
yes.
And there's
First day of
basketball.
spring, yeah.
And we've got basketball.
Yeah, and there's that.
And then there's
And there's that. For those of you who are new to the program or may have forgotten about me, my name is AJ. I'm back. I work here.
He gets paid.
Yeah, I
you
get
get paid to show up.
I get paid to show up and
You are employed here.
Yeah.
Work's a broad statement.
that guy questioning my work ethic is
I
Rob
wouldn't
Thompson.
question-
Good morning, Robert.
I too am a loafer.
And back there giggling is Slick Vic Brown. Good morning, Vic.
Hola, how you doing?
Good. Did you win the lottery this week while I was gone?
Actually, I won $500 on a ticket.
That's why I got
That's why you got
Whataburger.
Whataburger,
Oh,
yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You didn't say that earlier.
I'm out of it, kind of.
You
still.
scratched a $500. You scratched a $500 one yourself. You're like you
on
did
a
it.
$10 ticket. Yeah.
Damn.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever won on a
I don't
scratcher?
play the scratch. I mean,
Me
like,
either.
I might have.
I thought when I get a gift, I'm not good at. I don't remember to do it.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
play once in a while, and when I do, half the time, of course, I don't win anything.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's
Well-
it's obviously gone already.
Oh, yeah.
because I told the wife, and
Well.
the kids.
Oh, you should have
yeah.
never told your
I
wife.
know.
Oh, that's a
I
big
was too
mistake.
excited. I didn't realize that till about maybe 5 minutes after I told her. I was like, you know what? I
Big
shouldn't have.
mistake. I
Could've bought
remember.
some more Travis's.
I told my wife when I played in a big poker tournament and I split first place in that one, and I was like, I told her, oh, I won 5 G's. She's like, and then as soon as I said it, I was like, should have told her I won 3.
Yeah,
I should have
see?
told her I won 3.
Yeah.
That would have that would have been the move. But
Could have
no.
invested the rest of it into cards.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine.
Right?
Imagine.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about your card addiction, brother. I walked into. I've told
I'm
everybody.
only
I walked
picturing
into
maybe about a few
my
boxes.
brother's
maybe?
apartment, and we're talking full blown card warehouse. going on
Now,
in there.
mind you, what
No,
you saw
what-
on
were
the
those-
table.
was that beer? What's in those big boxes?
beer?
That's what I
Yeah,
figured.
yeah.
But it could have been cards. I was like, if those are full of cards,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to have a talk.
No, it's beer
Okay.
and whiskey.
And mead.
Yeah. And what you saw on my table though, that's my that's where I make money. That's me sending cards out.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I'm not talking about.
Oh,
there's-
okay.
All I'm talking about is there's like 3 cases over on by your couch that are like sealed and taped, and I thought if those are full of cards,
No. That's either beer or one. I have a couple boxes of my dad's LPs.
Oh, well, see, I didn't lift them or anything,
nice.
but everything else was trading card oriented. So I figured you just hadn't gotten to those.
No.
It's like, man,
No.
AJ's got a full on blown side gig going on.
No,
You're
no,
trafficking card, but that's out. Okay,
Yeah,
Makes some more
that's
sense.
booze. Yeah, that's what I do is I drink that and then I buy more cards.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happens. AJ's like that woman from Long Island that's on QVC at 3 a.m. talking to the guy selling the trading card.
Yeah.
I've always wanted it there, Bob.
You need this. You need this brooch.
That's AJ, that's you. That's you getting your Cesar Cedeno collectible at 3 a.m.
Exactly, man.
I've always loved him there, Bob.
Exactly. Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed. Thank you guys for holding down the fort.
Well deserved.
Thank you for going to my apartment and keeping my cat alive. She's very, very fat right now. Very fat.
I'll be honest. The first two
You
times
feed it
I
bacon?
went, I gave her 2 cans. I couldn't not. I mean, she looked hungry. Well, she didn't look hungry.
They're good actors.
She sounded hungry.
The crazy thing, I guess there's a mannerism that you have around cats that they feel very comfortable coming up and talking to you. So because that Big Nuts now is your best friend.
Yeah, he jumped in my lap today. He's like, "Where the hell have you been?"
And so
dude?
they think that every human's like that, and I ain't.
Yeah.
So they're jumping in cars now, and Blueberry is kind of family. I don't mind, but even Blueberry's like, "Hey, right in your grill." Like he won't leave you alone until the food is there, and then once you feed him.
And when I came in this morning, I saw Big Balls out there. You were still in your car, Rob, and I'm thinking Rob didn't want to get out of the car because the cat's sitting right there.
You know what? After Monday, when I came and just kind of opened that can, and the cats came out of the bushes.
Yeah,
when I didn't even know they were there, I thought this could get dangerous.
Yeah, they're like Ewoks.
If I had walked out here without food,
they could turn on you.
They could have turned on me. If I'd come out
eating you
and wasn't
alive.
actually holding a can of food, those 3 cats were coming for me.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta be careful,
and
man.
now, you pull up, and you can just see like 2 bright eyes in the bushes. Like,
Oh, yeah, the glare.
you're like,
What bushes are they in? Where are they at?
Right in front of the...
right? Okay, so you know how you pull in, and there's the patio that we walk through. There's a little line of bushes there, but the bushes also go along the building, and then they turn, and there's one that is always in that far. When their headlights go straight at that turn where the patio is.
Yep.
There's one always in there. Big Nuts is always like sitting on the curb looking at his watch.
Well, he ain't
Like,
shy. He's
he's
not-
like, hey, it's 6:30 or 4:30, dude. I don't know what you're doing. So Big Nuts is always there, and then the orange cat is the one that kind of lingers in those other bushes. But Big Nuts always out front.
Yeah,
Well-
he's in the parking spot.
Yeah, like, hey, I'll go talk to him.
I didn't see any when I pulled in today, so
because they ate. Yeah.
I figured, they must have already eaten. They're gone on their way. So
On to the next house.
I open my door, and before I can even throw my leg out, boom, he's on my lap.
Yep.
He jumps up
Just
into my
like
lap,
that.
just boom, snap, and is like rubbing his head up against me, like, "Hey, man, like."
Where
Well,
have you
I'll tell
been?
you, I'm not a cat person, but I might, because this cat seems to be living pretty okay in the wild.
Uh-huh.
I discovered yesterday at my mechanic I've got a smite rodent problem living in my car.
Oh no.
Maybe
You need a cat on your
I need a
property.
cat on the property.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know how.
Can you imagine? It'd be like Ricky Bobby putting that cat in my car and driving home.
I
You're
don't
gonna put a
know
live
how
cougar
that.
in my car?
I don't know how that big white dog would handle having a cat around.
And it wouldn't go well.
Yeah.
And we have feral cats, but
Okay.
I'm starting to appreciate Big Nuts because
Yeah.
he's got to be a charge kind of cat.
Although now he might be fat and happy. He might not know how to chase anything
That's
anymore.
true. Well,
Getting spoiled.
He's
you know, the
spoiled.
thing about a cat is you don't necessarily have to catch the mouse. You just got to scare the mouse.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He doesn't have. You didn't. I don't need the mouse
Yeah,
to
just
be
a cat's
dead.
presence.
I just want the mouse to move.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be enough, but I don't think it would be.
Well, Vic, how did shows go while I was gone? How did Rob perform?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
we were talking about stuff, having fun.
Okay. Talking about stuff.
That's what we
stuff.
do.
Okay. It sounds like my kind of show. You guys talking about stuff.
Yeah, we talked about strippers and
Okay.
what to do, like body shots, like angles, and then what else did we talk about?
Go on.
Let's see.
When you say body shots, are you talking about taking a shot off of like someone, like
Yeah.
when they put the shot on their belly and you?
yeah, or in between their
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, you know, like they got to be big enough to hold
you
the
have
cup.
to kind of. You can.
Yeah.
Depending on endowment, you can aim.
That was a big thing back in like the late 90s,
It was, wasn't it?
2000s.
Yeah.
That seems to have gone away.
Yeah, we were trying
Sadly.
to bring. Yeah, we were trying to bring it back.
Yeah, that does seem to have gone away. Maybe that's like
Yeah.
a COVID thing. They were like, it's not a good
It's
idea.
how I got in a Girls Gone Wild video.
Maybe so. Rob, I see you're wearing Aggie garb for the big game
It
today.
is game day, baby. I am indeed in the maroon. Too.
I am in a shade of.
It's close.
Close enough.
It's kind of like it would be the ultimate Texas in-betweener. That's like a mix between burnt orange and maroon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you took an Aggie shirt and washed it 10 times.
And orange.
Well, we will talk about Texas because I think
when good things happen to or bad things happen to good people.
Yeah, I know you have a soft spot for him.
I do. I think he's a good man. I think he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, I don't think he'll be in that place for much longer. I think he'll be coaching at Texas A&M Commerce or whatever they call it these days here pretty soon, and it's going to probably a better spot for him.
He'll probably be a happier man.
Maybe they can get him at McNeese.
Maybe let's chip in and get him some LASIKs. The signature glasses have got to go.
You don't like those, huh?
Last night, it just got in my. It just bothered me. All I could picture was George Costanza from Seinfeld in the episode where he lost his glasses and had to walk around with the scuba glasses, with the swimming glasses.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I could think about. It's like Coach Terry lost his glasses and had to wear his swimming glasses to the game.
I don't think those are prescription glasses. I don't think he needs them. I think he thinks it's like a good fashion move.
Dude, it looks like you got Coke bottles in front of your eyes. Stop that.
Like
I'm not going to take this seriously.
Like it doesn't look good.
And he's mad and he's screaming at the ref and he's pushing it up right at the bridge of his nose, screaming at the. It's just, you look like you lost control. And your team lost control in the last 2 minutes. And you look like you lost control.
Yesterday, I saw two people in their 20s talking to each other. And they were both wearing these sunglasses. I guess they were sunglasses. I mean, they were inside, so they didn't need sunglasses, but they looked like sunglasses. And they didn't have any...
they didn't have the ear bars? They just kind of clipped on like a monocle?
They just pushed onto their face and then wrapped. Like,
are you sure those guys weren't X-Men?
That's what it looked like.
Was there lasers behind their eyes?
And they were talking to each other wearing these things. And I was like, this is a joke, right? This is like a VR? Gag.
I think those were cyber humans.
I don't know, but they were talking... Like they didn't have crazy things on their face.
Was this at the airport?
Yeah.
Those MFers aren't human.
Yeah.
They're spies.
Those are lizards.
That mother effer is not real.
That would have been me right then.
That
chick
have a long
is right.
snake tongue, and
she was
right. They were just talking like it was no big deal. Like neither one of them just had glasses stuck to their face.
Bleep, blop, blorp. Blip, 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 blop.
Like
blorp, blorp, blip, blop.
Look like characters on Futurama.
Oh, just one eye.
Man, where are y'all from? Where are y'all flying to?
All right, plenty to discuss. We'll start. We'll throw dirt on Texas. We will celebrate the massive Spurs win. Happy Mamu Day to those who celebrate yesterday.
Yep.
And we'll preview March Madness. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the northeast side, 35 southbound at Loop 1604. There's some road work on the westbound exit ramp. I-10 westbound after De Zavala. There's a crash on the frontage road. It's blocking the right lane. 35 southbound at Rittiman. That stalled car on the off-ramp was just cleared away. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com, a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I didn't want to call Bobo and have to have a confrontation.
Just make a change?
Yeah, because you're so bitchy.
We do it all the time.
You're so bitchy, Bobo.
You always want to
Do you realize how bitchy you are? And I don't want to fight with you.
You know, you calling me bitchy would be like me calling you a fat bastard. You know, that's projection, dude.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey. Honey!
What?
Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Imagine waking up in the morning to ocean views on Matagorda Bay. I know that you can. Minutes from world-class fishing. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. Don't miss this one-day event, Saturday, March 29th, where you can get 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access for just $49.9. That is correct, just $49.9. John Lopez here, and I host the Texas Saltwater Fishing Podcast, Bite Me. If you love the Texas coast like I do, you're going to love this gated community. With a resort-style pool and cabana, boat slips and launch, boat and RV storage, paved roads, on and on it goes, underground utilities, and so much more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, so call for your private tour, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Ask about the grand opening day specials and the helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
It's the spring favorite sale at Macy's, which means it's the best time to shop for all the new looks you love, like bold floral dresses for $150 and under, and 50 to 75% off lightweight suits for any occasion. Plus, 30% off denim handbags that bring the whole look together. So come into Macy's and find a few of your favorites for spring, or maybe even more than a few. Only through Sunday. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back, and neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb. Expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony, some explosions, and a clock ticking, because this offer, $149 or less. And soon, one expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live at Twin Peaks, the Park North location. The NCAA tournament is underway.
Come join us for all the madness. We're talking a lot of hoops here, how the Spurs did last night, and have the Cowboys and Micah had more meaningful conversations.
Meaningful conversations, that's important. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
That's KBB outside.
Oh, yeah.
Rockabilly was an underappreciated little moment in music.
Yes.
Ever seen Jesse Dayton and the Travelers?
No.
They're kind of a Houston band.
No. I had a weird dream that I was hanging out with Glenn Fry.
Were you
and I don't know. And we were
so many questions.
We were singing "Take It Easy," and he was on the radio with us, and I was and in my dream I was doing a bit where I was singing and I was having Glenn Fry back me up and just kind of do the harmonizing, and I was like, hey, you ever heard of harmonies, Glenn? Why don't you're the backup here? And I was very rude to Glenn Fry. And then when he left, Rob was like, you were pretty harsh with Glenn.
On our boy Glenn. I mean, he's an Eagle. I memean, even now I'm a little kind of upset about it.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. And I mean, the truth. I mean, Glenn Fry's been dead for 10 years.
I
or
didn't even
something.
know he was dead.
Oh yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, I woke up and I was like, God, I was really rude to Glenn Fry. That was unnecessarily rude to him. And then I was like, wait, Glenn Fry's been dead for a long time. Why am I this isn't real?
Glenn Fry's dead. I need to take a moment.
Yeah.
I need to pour one out. This song, "The Heat Is On." There's a he sings "Boys of Summer," right?
Smuggler's Blues, You Belong to the City. Let's see. Which other one does he have? I have You Belong to the City, The Heat Is On, Smuggler's Blues. That's what I have here.
Don Henley does Boys of Summer.
He's also an Eagle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I put it to you that the Eagles were a country band, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I don't know what they are. But Don Henley's still alive.
Oh. But Glenn Fry, we lost.
But Don does Desperado. That's It's kind of like the Beatles. There's John songs and there's Paul songs.
I should be a bigger fan of them.
I like the Eagles. My favorite Eagle is Joe Walsh, who isn't an OG Eagle, but I think Joe Walsh is maybe the coolest guy ever.
My Maserati does 185.
Yeah. Life's Been Good. What a great song.
What a band.
But Joe Walsh is that's a dude right there. And
I don't know enough about him. I need to do some research. I feel like I'm in the dark about this thing.
Yeah. I mean, he was in James Gang, and then he played with Ringo for a while. But I believe that Joe Walsh is about the coolest dude you can be.
I got some home listening I got to catch up
Yeah.
on. I know one song.
My
Maserati song. That's the only one I know.
Life's been good to me so far. Well, he was the guitarist on Hotel California on that album.
I mean, that's all I know of them is that song.
Yeah. He did Rocky Mountain Way.
I might. I'd have to hear it. I
you'll
feel
know
like
this
I'm very
one.
much out of the loop. See, this is the song I know.
No, this isn't. Life's Been Good.
This is
not?
Rocky Mountain Way, yeah.
Oh yeah, then I know this song. Yeah, I didn't know this was.
And
I didn't know this.
What
was
about All Night Long? You got All Night Long there, Vic?
Yeah, I know that
Of
song.
course I do.
See, I did not know this was.
Yeah, this is Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
Man, what
ordinary average guy. You got that?
I am.
No, that one I don't have.
You got Life of Illusion. A Life of Illusion.
I know that one too.
I just have Life's Been Good.
Play Life's Been Good. What a song.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's take a chance and play it for the YouTube guys too.
Just zap it up just for a second.
All right, enough of that. When we come back, I promise we're going to talk about Texas basketball and how much they suck. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the northeast side, 35 southbound at Loop 1604. There's some road work on the westbound exit ramp. I-10 westbound after De Zavala. There's a crash on the frontage road. It's blocking the right lane. 35 southbound at Rittiman. That stalled car on the off-ramp was just cleared away. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One one night. Pure action. Don't miss it.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping. And you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle.
What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. My guess is Rodney Terry coached his last game at the University of Texas last night. A team that had a 13-point lead at one point, squandered it all away, and lose 86-80. At one point, Texas had an 88.3% win probability in that game.
They were more talented, and that's what hurts more than anything else, to be a more talented team and to just let it slip away by a random slick rebound, a turnover in an inopportune time. Those are the kind of things that you take care of on Mondays and Thursdays that apply on Saturday. And at the end of the year, there weren't enough applied Thursdays and Tuesday work to show up on Saturday. And it's just not enough, man. And this is the margin for error is so small that if you don't match it, it's time to go. He's a good dude. He'll be someplace, but he just can't be here, kind of thing.
You're right about the more talented team. Credit to Marcus Foster, a guy who's a grad transfer from Furman, who played out of his mind yesterday. Zach Fremantle came on late in the second half. Those two guys really kind of stole the show for Xavier. But Texas, when you look back, Trey Johnson, first of all, is going to be a top 10 pick in the NBA draft. He is one of the best players in the country, certainly one of the best freshmen in the country. He is phenomenal. And we're going to look back and in probably 7 or 8 years, we're going to say, dang, what did he do in college? And we're going to go, oh, absolutely nothing in the tournament. He played in a play-in game and got beat on a night where he scored 23 points and basically carried a team by himself. But not only is Trey Johnson gone, Tremont Mark, who is a double transfer, started his career at Houston, was the leading scorer at Arkansas last year, came to Texas, had a good season. He's gone. Caden Shedrick, the big man who transferred in from Virginia, he's gone. Arthur Kaluma, another double transfer who started at Creighton, was at Kansas State last year, he's gone. Like, this roster is about to be decimated, and Rodney Terry got nothing out of it. And that's the disappointing thing. What I will say is the NCAA tournament has now become if you're the AD at Texas, it's now become a job interview website. You'll be watching TNT,
Well, you got to
TBS.
be real careful about this. I mean, you don't want to get the reputation as a coach killer at Texas. You don't want to be – you got 2 years and you're dead. Because what will happen is you'll get the guy you're chasing, but it's going to cost you a year or two on the contract. The buyouts are going to get bigger. It's one of those things. If you got a rotating kind of, you're not settled till you're settled. If you're coming in and you're going to bring a guy that is winning someplace and is comfortable and people love him, and no matter what I do, I got a job for the next 4 years now because I'm that good and Texas is interviewing me. You're going to have to pay me a little bit more to go now because I saw what you did to Terry. I saw what you did to Beard. I saw what you did to Barnes. I saw what you did to Penders. I mean, we're going back years, but Texas is building a reputation as a place to go and take a step down and get fired because no matter what you do or how long you do it, you're not going to live up to expectations.
That's tough because I mean, between Rick and Shaka, they had two coaches for 22 years.
Yeah, but one of them was Shaka was he was the grand experiment that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at Texas or Shaka for what happened. Shaka never changed his style. He changed who he recruited.
Yeah.
And Texas forced him to go get guys that didn't match what he did, and Shaka didn't bend to that and had to leave. But it was a valid experiment. Chris Beard was a great hire. It was the right guy at the right time, but it was, in the end, a terrible error. But you can't. Do you blame Texas for that? I do. They didn't stand by him. At the end of the day, they couldn't. But you're right. I'm not saying that they're at fault, but you're coming to a situation that is volatile at best.
I agree.
Yeah, and it makes it hard to get some of those guys. So the established ones that really do deserve the job at Texas are going to, when you fire a guy like Terry, when you run out, when you don't give Beard the length of time maybe required, when Shaka was, I don't think anybody's mad at how things went with Shaka. Shaka tried his best, Texas tried, it just didn't work. But Barnes was let go after, decade of success.
Like 16, 17 years.
So, I'm not saying that no one will come to Texas. That's not what I'm saying. Texas gets whoever they want, but it's going to cost you some more money to do it.
Yeah. The last thing Texas worries about is money.
Yeah, I agree. But those buyouts do start to add up. When you're starting to buy out baseball coaches and football coaches, and you come back to the well for a basketball coach for the third time in 6 years, maybe we should hold on to him for a year or two as we put some more money in a bank account kind of thing.
I also think that now being in this new SEC, there's going to be benefits to it that people are going to say, hey, man, I can get the best players here.
There is a reason you come, but there also is, I know how this is going to end. I've already seen it, so I'm going to plan for it now.
Yeah, I don't know where Texas heads. Like, if you asked me today who's the next head coach at Texas, my first answer would be Grant McCasland,
Dude,
I'm sorry to Texas Tech fan.
I legitimately, I just can't imagine that happening. I can't. I think that Tech, and the only reason I say that, it has nothing to do with the coach himself, but when Beard was stolen or lured, however you want to define it, Tech didn't have that dude from, Mayflower Oil that's up there that has just taken over that program and bought every free agent football player they can find. They've got a little bit more money now to play with than they used to. So I do think if McCasland wants to stay, and he can go back to those that have, and they can get a raise if, in fact, he wants to stay. Now, there might be a dream sheet on there that has Texas number one, and he's going no matter what. I don't know what his plans are. But I do think Texas is playing or Tech's playing with a little bit more money than they had the last time.
Well,
but
and
if
also,
Texas wants him, he'll go. But I just can't imagine the Lightning striking twice at Tech.
Well, and with Chris Beard, part of the thing for Chris Beard was he went to Texas.
Yeah, he was a Texas guy. I agree.
Grant McCasland played at Baylor, which...
And Texas could be his dream. I mean, if it is, more power to you. But, man, I'll tell you what, if it happens twice, there might be some kind of legislative bill. Well, like you can no longer steal a coach from our school, UT.
Yeah. And that's the other call I would make if I'm Texas. You probably get a no from Scott Drew, but I would certainly knock on his door because I think there is a world where you can look at even the Big 12, which is a good basketball conference, and go, man,
the
it's
answer's
probably
in front of your face, AJ. I can't believe you haven't said it. The guy that is perfect for this job is Jay Wright.
Oh, I don't think he'll
won't
do
leave,
it.
But you talk about a guy who, first of all, Jay Wright knows exactly who he is and the brand that he is. He knows what Austin is. He knows how hot it is to be there. He knows who lives there. He knows that it is the place to see and be seen. There's more to this gig. The same way when he was the man in Philadelphia, and he was the man in Philadelphia. I'm not saying that that he'll take it, but I think your AD is crazy if he doesn't make the call.
He just strikes me as a Yankee type who, I guess in a world of NIL.
Urbane. I don't think he's Yankee. I think he's urbane. He's urban, not Yankee.
In a world of NIL, maybe it doesn't matter like where you're able to recruit, but I certainly, that's a
Texas
dream.
is a national brand.
Yeah.
Texas should only have one or two guys from Texas on that team anyway. You know what I mean? Legitimately, they're like Duke. They're the type of team that should only be looking at 5 guys in the state of Texas. They're that good. So Jay Wright would be fine in Texas. He'd be fine in Nebraska. I mean, when he landed, he'll get the best around the country.
All right, let's hit our last break of the first hour. We'll wrap up this conversation. We got plenty of college hoops to talk today. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers, and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Put on your dancing shoes and pick up your phones. It's time to make picks on March college basketball. With Underdog, you can bring that excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats like points, assists, rebounds, and more. Get those picks right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won billions on Underdog. Will you be next? Get in the game by signing up for Underdog using promo code STAR to claim a gimme pick as part of your first cash cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you deposit. Cash in on every bucket this season with Underdog. Sign up using promo code STAR. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, not to be dramatic, but you should smell this. It smells so good.
Whoa, that's quite the reaction to mixing and matching Gain scents. Let's hear another from Ashley, who mixed Gain products and went,
I'm so excited.
yes, you are. What about you, Isaiah?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and Emily summed it up like so.
It is just chef's kiss.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah! Hey, let's give away some Jeff Tate tickets. How about that, baby?
Is this from his rock opera?
March 29th at the Aztec Theater, Jeff Tate. Jeff Tate's Operation Mindcrime, the final chapter tour. March 29th, live at the Aztec Theater. Get your tickets if you don't win them at livenation.com. Let's go with caller number 3. You're going to win some tickets to go see Jeff Tate, Operation Mindcrime.
Nice. Yeah.
That's right, baby. That's right. I got a list of potential Texas coaches here. Scott Drew is at the top of the list. No surprise.
You're not going to get Scott Drew out
I don't
of
think
Baylor.
so. He's been there,
why even try? That's
he's
stupid.
been there for 20-something
He ain't
years. Seems like he's pretty comfortable.
The road into the campus is named Scott Drew Lane. He ain't leaving.
Would they rename it?
Probably. But I mean, the guy is as deeply ensconced in Waco as the river going through it. I mean, he ain't going anywhere.
But I will always say this, man. That's what you're saying right now is what every Texas Tech fan said when they said they wanted Chris Beard.
Scott Drew got there as a child. I mean, there's 3 jobs in the world. And he's Izzo. He's going to be there until he dies or retires. He's never leaving. And the Drew family is like that. His dad coached at Valpo until his son could take the job. So he's not.
And my guess is Scott Drew's had plenty of chances to leave.
Oh, yeah. He could have gone pro. I know the Knicks chased him a couple times. He ain't going anywhere. And I'm not sure you really do want him, quite frankly. He's successful because he's living in Waco and can bring in some guys that, quite frankly, Texas fan wouldn't be happy with.
Ironically, Texas was looking very hard at Sean Miller a couple of years ago when they instead hired Rodney Terry after making that run in the tournament.
Well, Sean was kind of had a ick to him because of what went down in Arizona. You couldn't really touch him. Now he's cleaned up and
seems hireable once
And what
again.
he was in trouble for is now legal,
right?
And that's why Will Wade is now an employable kind of guy.
NC State. Yep. Another guy, Quinn Snyder of the Atlanta Hawks,
and he lived in Austin. He was coaching of the Austin Spurs. He is a protege of Pop and Larry Brown. He played for Coach K. I mean, he has got every bit of the bona fides. And coming from the pros, it wouldn't be too outlandish. I think that might be an outside-of-the-box kind of dark horse favorite. I wouldn't be upset if I was a Texas fan with that.
And the other one, Billy Donovan.
Wow, that's
might be a good time to jump ship in Chicago.
Yeah, I wonder if his college time has passed him by.
I don't know. He left in 2015.
He's not the same guy. He's not the same coach he was back then, and I'm not saying a bad thing.
Well, he's got gray hair now.
Yeah, I hadn't considered him. I felt that it was either going to be a hot, mature coach or the next. I didn't figure they'd go to the pros, and evidently 2 of the candidates are pros. Del Conte is looking places I didn't think he'd look.
Yep, and Grant McCasland. No shock he is on a list. I in a way, I feel bad for a Texas Tech fan.
Just taking their lunch money, man. It's just not right.
But you also, you kind of understand it. But you're right. Tech has more funds now than
a little bit more. I just can't imagine. But,
I can.
But it would be about right for Texas to go poach somebody just
you
out of
as an
spite.
Aggie fan. You remember when you were like, "Oh, that Schloss won't leave."
I couldn't imagine. So, but I did to come to find out. But this guy McCasland has no Texas ties, to my knowledge.
It never
Did
matters.
he ever live with Del Conte?
You know what he's tied
Did
to?
he used to do Del Conte's lawn back
He's
in
tied
college?
to money. We'll be back. We'll talk some tourney. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up.
They love playing this lawn.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply.
Getting arrested can feel like a sucker punch to the face. Don't accept mediocrity while staying down for the count. Get up and fight for your reputation and your future. At Barton & Associates, we have a stable of hard-hitting and aggressive lawyers ready to get your life back on track. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates. We are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings. for next level laundry.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas. The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live today and tomorrow to cover all the action.
Today we're at the Twin Peaks Park North and tomorrow at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-degree drafts.
Today the Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North location. Then tomorrow we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning on the northeast side. 35 southbound at Loop 1604. There's some road work on the westbound exit ramp. It will cost you an extra 10 minutes. Highway 90 eastbound between Highway 211 and Loop 410. You've got 15 minutes of stop and go. Loop 410 eastbound at I-10. Watch for a stalled car blocking the right shoulder. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
His name is Sandro Mamukelashvili, and he's in the NBA record books. He's scored a career-high 34 points in just 19 minutes, leading the Spurs past the Knicks 120-105. The Texans' Longhorn season, it's done. They fell out of the play-in tournament, losing to Xavier 86-80. Xavier moves on to face Illinois tomorrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ. He's Rob. Victor Brown hanging out back there.
Hey, you ran out of time. 0 minus about 3 hours and 30 minutes to get your brackets in.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
We'll go over our brackets. When should our big reveal be? Have you already announced your Final Four?
We've been kind of working through them the last couple of days. We haven't had Final Four developed.
Okay. I've got some
quick one. We do have a bracket set up on the ESPN page. It's nothing official. SA Sports Star, look for it when you go to the ESPN bracket page. Get yourself signed up there. We're going to come up with something. The winner, if we can track them down, we'll maybe go see Papa Roach.
What if I win?
Well, then you will.
I'll go see Papa Roach.
Yeah. I was thinking, and I wanted to wait for you to get back, because I know Ryan Eagle's going to submit, and Minix is going to submit, and James and Vic and everybody around the building. Yeah. Should there be some kind of friendly wager amongst shows? Should we?
I think so.
Put like some total and maybe play for a day off.
I'm down for anything.
No, I didn't want to. I thought you might be, but I didn't want to commit you.
You want a loser tattoo for the last place?
I'm not. No, there'll be no.
Rob drew the line at tattoos.
There'll be no ink done. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, a temporary one then.
A henna tattoo?
Yeah, put one on your neck.
No, I'm just talking about like a friendly kind of. You get a Friday off, and the others have to work a double
or a Monday.
Or a Monday, which is always a little, but whatever. Just a friendly kind of wager, some total of.
That sounds interesting.
I'm down. I'm also down. Have you filled out a bracket, Vic?
No, not yet, but I will.
I say maybe between the four of us, with me, you, Vic, and Edwin, last place buys lunch one day next week.
Yeah, I think I'll commit to that.
I don't know if Edwin's down, but
Well, Edwin's probably going to win the thing, so I don't think he's worried.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
The quiet ones.
Yeah.
AJ, it's always, no matter the situation. If you're curious as to who or might win or lose or whatever it might be, it's the quiet one.
Edwin always picks based on mascots too, which there's always one person who does that.
We were discussing that.
Edwin has filled out his ladies bracket, and he is going to dominate that because Edwin watches lady basketball more than all of us.
Actually, Edwin.
Oh, he left his bracket?
I have his bracket right here.
I'm just going to copy it except for the things that he did wrong.
No,
and then
just pick
that's a bold choice we have here.
Mm-hmm. Are you making changes for him?
Just looking, just seeing where he's
Iowa.
Who'd have thought? I didn't realize he was such a fan.
Oh, he's got Texas in the Final Four now. Interesting.
Colorado State taking on Grand Canyon.
Interesting. Interesting. How about last night? Speaking of interesting, I mean, I guess we've seen history. 19 minutes for Mamu. I mean, even he said, I don't know what effing happened. I don't know what effing happened. Flava Flav was in town. He had 34 points. He became the first player in NBA history to score at least 34 points in a game playing fewer than 20 minutes since 1951 when minutes became an official stat.
Yep. 3 other dudes have done it, but they got 30. He scored the most in the fewest amount of time.
Yeah. No one has ever scored 34 points in under 20 minutes, and Mamu did.
7 for 7 from 3. And everyone, it just kept getting better and better and better. It was. There hadn't been a whole lot of nights in the frost of the AT&T like that. Utter pandemonium. And then to add to it, Flava Flav bouncing around with his old clock ass. It was amazing.
Now
we needed a night like that.
I do have a little beef here with this. I didn't see the game. So I'm not gonna like pretend like I watched every minute of this.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I was watching Texas lose.
I was too. We've been to a few games this year, and I'm not saying that, given what this season has been, that the crowds have been sparse, because they haven't been. There's been
the upper deck is always full, always full.
There have been good crowds considering what this team has done.
Yeah, the empty seats are season ticket seats.
But now with no Wimby, no Fox, I'm guessing that this article that says a crowd of 18,521 chanting MVP at Mamu.
No, ticket sales. We need to quantify this.
Because
every ticket
Frost
was sold.
holds 19,000,
Not
right?
every seat was full.
Yeah.
But, like I said, the upper deck, which is not season ticket area, that's the ticket packs, but that's the day-to-days. That bowl is always full. The season ticket, the lower area is the one that's empty. The tickets are sold. The Spurs have cashed the check. There's just nobody sitting there.
Okay. Yeah, I doubt there were 19,000 people.
Oh, to see the Knicks on a play-in Texas night? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's,
on a Wednesday night?
I bet it's – now, there is spring break, and they were doing something last night, women in broadcasting, and, they're doing all the ceremonial nights at the end of the season. Like, we had Military Appreciation Night the other night on Friday night.
Did you say women in broadcasting?
Women in broadcasting. And that was at least on TV. So I think they're trying to lure people in. Like next week, the Gus Garcia Glee Club will be performing at halftime. We'll have all of that.
This is me at Women in Broadcasting Night trying to be an appropriate media member.
Well,
that's it.
That's why they only do it one night a year.
Sir, stop that.
Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
But the wave.
This is Women in Broadcasting Night.
The wave of excitement was.
So you say you're a lady broadcaster, huh?
I think they had an all-woman crew do ESPN in one of the games. I wasn't paying attention.
Was it Ramona Shelburne?
I know she was busy getting other insights into our team that we don't even get from home
Well, that's true too.
She was getting the gold that we should be mining or giving ourselves.
Yeah, listen, man. Happy for Mamu. That's a wild story. But yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. The Spurs is this story of Greg Popovich, which is it's very odd. I don't know. I guess like the idea that this is Popovich's decision in a way makes sense and I would have, before this medical issue popped up, I would have always thought Greg Popovich has earned the right to go out on his own terms. That said, I kind of thought the same thing about Bill Belichick in New England, and guess what? He didn't go out on his own terms. It's a rare thing to be able to have that because eventually you kind of wear out your welcome. And
Belichick didn't have a stroke there at the end. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's such a strange position we find ourselves in.
Right. Now now he's
going to have one.
Got himself a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
But it does put it into a weird spot because now if the Spurs move on from Greg Popovich, they seem like they're insensitive or they're not.
Well, I agree with what the pretense was. I look at this more of the article itself as a strategic move. There was timing involved. This wasn't like, oh, the article is done, let's go ahead and publish it. I think that the Spurs are actually in the process now, and this was a signal to us in their own particular idiom because the Spurs are never going to be open and transparent. That's just not how they operate. But to have an article of this depth with this kind of behind the scenes that we haven't gotten from anybody locally is a signal to the Spurs, to the rest of the world that this, I believe, is coming to an end. That we're letting the world know that when Greg does retire, and it might be on a Friday news dump, that we warned you, that it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
It just felt like that's so un-Spurs-like for me to know blow by blow what happened to Pop on that faithful day, to know how difficult it was for the team to sit and watch their former coach who couldn't walk for 3 weeks get mad at him and go Serbian in slow and halting language. To know that his friend and cohort, Coach K, who had the opportunity to pick his successor and groom and get it done, and watch Pops not be able to do that. It just felt like they're telling us the story as we prepare to wave goodbye. And I do think that the wheels are turning. That really, Pop is no fool. He knows that this is a shark. This is an ocean and sharks are circling. He knows what the world is like. He's not naive. He's not, but I think that the dream is he can get there. But the truth is, we all know that those that love him probably don't want him to. And that decisions need to be made behind the scenes, whether they're actually confirmed in public or not.
I saw a quote yesterday about Pop saying that if he's not 100% returning as a coach, he's taking away from.
See, and that was,
it's
deliberate when those things are left in.
Right.
When then at that point, it does sound like this is Pop's decision. That I would be less than honest and giving you my best if it wasn't 100%, and I can't do it.
The hard part is, I think anytime you're a person who has a medical scare like this, the last person to think that they can't do what they've always done is the person who had the medical scare.
Right.
Like it takes other people around them telling them, hey, it's not going to be as easy, and it's hard to convince those guys that, anybody who's had success at a high level is driven to a point where they believe they can just drive through it. And I'm sure Pop believes. I'm sure Pop being like an Air Force guy and all that stuff. Like it just seems like he's probably got that mentality of I can push through this. When the reality is that you got to. We're talking about 100 flights a year.
All of it. The practices, the film, and all. It's just not a doable thing. That's why even when he, as a healthy 74-year-old, 75-year-old, people marvel because this is a young man's gig. You just don't survive, and we're not even counting the pressure, which I'm not sure he feels it, but we're not even including the mental side of all that. To me, it was just a symbol from the Spurs, a flair that says it's coming. We're going into hospice. We're not waving goodbye yet, but this chapter's about over. And, they discussed the guys, the possibles that came and went over the years that could have been or should have been, and calls that would have been made and things that would have been done. But now, because they weren't, the spots have been shown, and those guys are now gone. Like Ime Udoka would have been a great hire 2 years ago, but, timing didn't fit. Coach Bud ain't what he was. Brett Brown, the process took a lot from him.
Steve Kerr re-signed.
Steve Kerr signed another deal. Will Hardy is in the process over up in Utah. So it makes it that much more difficult to say goodbye because all those potentials have already locked in other gigs. So waiting.
And also, Mitch Johnson ain't it.
Well, I think we can all agree that unfortunately it's not going to be.
If Mitch Johnson was it'd be probably a lot easier to make this decision. But the Spurs are in a really awkward situation right now,
and it could be relieved by Pop.
He's
Pop
the only one who can do it,
that
though.
Can come out and just say, I've run the race, I fought the fight, and here's next. And we would celebrate. I want to see Pop drinking wine on the Amalfi Coast. I want to see him doing the stuff that you wanted to see your grandfather doing. Man, you've done it. You've earned it. Go and enjoy and get out of this race that is going to be so difficult, and the politics and the things that you shouldn't have to deal with anymore as a 75-year-old greatest coach of my generation kind of dude. You shouldn't have to worry about whether Mamu gets more minutes tomorrow.
Yeah.
That should be, dude, go create a new event, go find some more wine, do whatever it takes to get yourself in a place to where you don't miss basketball as much as you think you're going to miss it.
But if he, and the quote that I read is a fact, if I can't be 100% of myself, I'm doing everyone a disservice.
That's the out.
The question is it who's to tell Pop that he is 100% of himself or not? And if Pop is the only one who can tell us that, he's probably going to be the least likely to know if.
I think, man, when you reach an age, you can see the valley that behind you. I think he's a man that knows where he is. I don't want to discount the drive and what it takes to be great, but there comes a time when people look over their accomplishments and go, this was good. I've done it.
In a way, I think you're right, but also like I think about my dad who my dad had Alzheimer's, which is obviously a much different thing, but when everybody else was seeing like when it was early in the process and everybody else was seeing that something was different about him, but to him it was like, this is just
another day.
This is another day. Mm-hmm. And it's like sometimes and again, I know that's a disease. It certainly treats your mind differently than a stroke does, but there is something to like sometimes people notice things about you that you won't notice about yourself because you live in it every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like people will say, oh, you've been losing weight, or oh, particularly you've been gaining weight. It's a lot more likely other people will notice you've gained weight than you will notice yourself that you've gained weight. So it is sometimes tough for the person who's living it to be the most
and also,
honest about it.
There are some men that are going to die at work that don't want to retire. That the moment I don't prove my worth to myself every day, what's the point? I don't want to go do that. If I wanted to do that, I would have done it. And, we thought that the end was near when he lost his wife and things were winding down, but it seems that quite the opposite occurred, that he dove back in and rejuvenated himself because there wasn't the pull of retirement and, the sunset years with the wife that she has earned, that your wife had earned because of all the work. That no longer was the pull. And I think the opposite did occur, but we'll keep falling back when we do get that final statement from the Spurs, and it'll be Friday night at 6:30. I don't know which Friday it'll be, but it'll be a news dump kind of thing. When he says goodbye, we'll reflect back on this article, and it'll be, if I can't give you 100%, I'll be doing you a disservice.
I also think
that'll be how it ends.
Like sometimes because how long ago did his wife pass? Like
we're getting about 5-6 years now.
When you have someone to like who will be honest with you, like a spouse will, that goes a long way. And not having that makes it easier to pretend like it's not real. And not having someone to go home to makes it easier to pretend like it's not real.
And he's not losing his mental faculties.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know you're not. But because he's not, I do think that he's worked really hard. My father's 85 and still gets up and goes to work every day. So I witness the mentality daily. And I know you're not going to talk him out of it. If he's ready to get up and go to work, you're not going to stop him. And if he doesn't get up and go to work here, he's going to get up and go to work someplace else. You might not want me here, but I'll tell you what, I'll go coach a college team. I'm not stopping. Raleigh Massimino coached till the day he died. I mean, literally, till the end. He was coaching little school in Florida because that's what he was.
The question is, when you're, 75, 76?
75 headed 76.
At 76, is Greg Popovich still the best coach for the San Antonio Spurs?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't. He is the best coach for the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
I mean,
you certainly know better than I do, but it's like
the X's and O's be damned. Remember what was going on before it was going down. He had a Rookie of the Year coming. He had a Defensive Player of the Year coming. He had a team that was turning the corner. The work had been done, and it was starting to show returns. It was. We were starting to get there. The weirdness of the roster last year. The Chris Paul was in place. He had a Harrison Barnes in place. He had the models in place. He had his dudes that he had drafted are now of age, whether they're ready or not. It was remaining to be seen because there was still work to be done. But this team was headed toward the playoffs. Remember when he had the stroke, we were having to adjust, thinking, this team could go 500. So no, things were going the right way. The plan was in place.
All right, let's take a quick break. We will talk some NFL briefly, and then we're going to get into the madness. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swim with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Is that a new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G?
Yeah, I got it for free when I joined Cricket Nation.
Sounds pretty great.
At Cricket, anyone can get a new phone when they switch.
Whoa.
With a high-quality camera, meaning more flattering selfies for all. And super fast 5G, so you can post them for all to see. Your friends, your family, your ex. Free phone! Free phone!
Okay, I'll switch.
Welcome to Cricket Nation.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Oh, really? That's great. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Mitch in Pittsburgh, what's your story?
Yeah, I got tatted up. It was 9/28, and I decided to tattoo myself. And me and my 3 friends all got 9/28 tattooed on the side of our ankle, and we're all infected.
Yeah, speaking of the Rust Belt, a little tetanus never hurt anybody.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com and join Jason and Joe at at Circa Resort and Casino.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour Saturday, March 29th. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
All right. It feels loose.
What feels loose?
The microphone. Well, because I like to pull it in and usually it doesn't feel that loose. So I don't know what's been going on here. Maybe it's just me. I'd leave it alone, but that was just kind of weird.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to grab it that way.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Little NFL discussion here. The Minnesota Vikings have told Aaron Rodgers to piss off.
Thank goodness.
Shock.
We've been talking about that. Would have been
move.
Malpractice. You're introducing cancer into a body.
Yeah. But it does. That takes one thing off the table. I'm sure the Giants and the Steelers and all these other organizations are happy to hear maybe our chances are better. Now, whoever does land Aaron Rodgers, they're going to regret it, inevitably. But this is one team that has basically said, you know what, we'd rather go with this complete unknown in J.J. McCarthy than bringing Aaron Rodgers.
We heard Cam from the Steelers. Like, bro, if you're coming, come. If you're not, go. They're tired. The Steelers are now tired of Aaron Rodgers' dance. Like, dude, either you're coming or you're going. Maybe he was just waiting for the Vikings to say no before his asking price goes down. But
well, like I
think
said,
even the Steelers are getting out on this whole process.
Like I said from the very beginning, Aaron Rodgers the Vikings would be his first choice because that's the one place he can go, and the team around him is good enough to make him look competitive. The coaching is good enough. The talent around him is good enough that Aaron Rodgers might look like a serviceable NFL quarterback, even though he is absolutely not a serviceable NFL quarterback anymore.
I don't think he's going to sign, man. I think he's going to just
You think he's
wait
just going
and
to
see.
chill?
I think he's going to just wait and see, because now if it's all about him, and I do believe at the end of the day he's the narcissist that it is.
You think?
Now, I do believe he's a narcissist.
What
I do
makes
believe,
you think that?
and I do think now that his value has been lessened and he can see it. Like, there's a team that says no, none of this. So anything he does now looks like he is settled, and that's not how Aaron Rodgers operates. Even if settling for a team, and I don't know what team that might be the best for him, he would not do it just because that's not how I operate, kind of stuff. So I have the sense that he's going to sit back, and if I was him, I'd sit back and wait for an injury. At some point, somebody's going to come knocking on his door. Somebody's going to get hurt, and he'll show up as in a situation that if he fails, it was, no big loss. And if he wins, he's Aaron Rodgers. Of course he saved the day. So that would be the move if Pittsburgh doesn't sign him. The Titans would be a drastic mistake for everybody involved. I mean, that's unless the intent is to continue to tank.
Yeah.
And you got a brand new GM who's not going to want to deal with Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't think. So where else is there? If it's not Pittsburgh, it can't be the Giants, can it?
It can be. Of course it can be.
I guess that would be – the only reason I say that is it would be too perfect.
Yeah.
If for me, as a sports media guy who just likes the circus, if that happens, I can then now start praying that Texas goes and steals McCaslin. I mean, if that happens, it's like this is staged. That the plan was for him to cross town and go play for the Giants would be beautiful. But I just can't imagine the Giants are going to look at it any more than the Vikings and see, I can't introduce this cancer into an already interesting and difficult situation. The Vikings on the other side of the coin. I can't bring this in because we got a Super Bowl in the next 4 years if we play this right, or at least an attempt at it, where the Giants are just trying to crawl out of the basement.
To me, the best way to figure who's going to feel like they need to pull him in is whichever one of these teams in the NFL draft, whether it be I don't know if it's going to be Tennessee, Cleveland, Giants, whoever it's going to be, one of these teams is not going to draft a quarterback early.
And that'd probably be where he goes.
And they're going to go, well, we gotta kick the can down the road another year. And how do we keep some sort of interest in our team while telling our fan base, hey, we're not drafting a quarterback this year, but don't worry, it can still be a watchable product because we're bringing in Aaron Rodgers.
Do you think that'll float? Do you believe that there's a fandom out there right now that would buy that?
I think a New York Giants fan base would say, well, Aaron Rodgers is better than the corpse of Daniel Jones or Tommy DeVito. Like,
I don't know, man. I think maybe some
fans are enamored with stars.
They are. And the NFL's a follow-me league, though. And I think once Minnesota said, nah, this ain't good for us, it might give other GMs around the league that might have been feeling a little bit of pressure from their owner to go get this guy, a little bit of freedom to go, they didn't want him. I don't want him either.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the effort to get out what we will probably get out. And you're right. In the right situation, he can be a perfectly below average quarterback.
Yeah.
In the right situation. Or he can be a dreadful cancer like he was in the Jets. So if the Giants are truly looking in the mirror and they get the freedom of going, well, Minnesota said no, so at least I don't have to go to my boss and say we need him, because at least I can say, well, that GM didn't want him either. It gives you some clearance of not having to deal with it.
Like, I've heard this rumor before that the Saints aren't sure if they're going to go with Drew with Derek Carr.
See, I'm glad you got to the Saints, because that is just about the only place where I think the environment meets the man. I think that he might fit in pretty well on an old team that's just trying to find a little bit of that veteran savvy to win a couple of games.
And they're probably looking around that. And think about this if you're a fan. And I think that the Saints are much better off keeping Derek Carr than they are looking at Aaron Rodgers. Let me say that. Derek Carr today is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I believe that with all of my being. But if they decide to move on from Derek Carr, it's really easy to look around the NFC South and say, okay, there's Carolina, Tampa, and Atlanta. This is a very winnable division. All we've got to do is be slightly above average. And if you say who's got a better chance of being slightly above average, Aaron Rodgers or Spencer Rattler, I say, well, I guess it's probably Aaron Rodgers.
Why would you wave goodbye to Carr for
money?
Aaron? But yeah, it would have to be for less money.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the only reason. Mickey Loomis is a good GM. He's not good with money, but he is pretty good at putting together a team. I'll give him that. I can't imagine that Mickey Loomis looks at this and sees just X's and O's, arm, and all that it takes to be a quarterback and goes, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers, even for less.
For whatever reason, Derek Carr is the guy that no one's ever satisfied with him. Like, he's not ever going to live up to what people think he should be. And to me, he's like already exceeded all expectations. This is a second-round pick. He's made a 10, 12-year NFL career, been a starter the whole – like, he's a solid – above-average NFL quarterback. He's never going to be like a superstar. He's probably never going to be like a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But if that's what you're chasing, then you're not going after Derek Carr. But then these guys get Derek Carr, and they're like, oh, he's just not as good as we thought he was. I don't get it.
Well,
like why the Raiders moved on from Derek Carr. Derek Carr was playing pretty well for the Raiders in general. He's a lot better than anything they've had since they moved on from him. But teams are willing to move on from these guys.
After the third or second team moves on from you, it's starting to be you and not them.
Well, I mean, how many Derek Carr's played for two teams?
I'm just saying, after about the second or third team, and you look at him and go, I don't know why people keep cutting him. Well, there's obviously something there. It's starting to be him, not the team.
Yeah. Now, that said, the Saints, who there's been a lot of buzz about who was going to be the quarterback. Mickey Loomis said that we plan on having Derek Carr.
I just can't imagine. I mean, he's a good soldier. His arm is at least as good, if not better. Yeah, you know exactly what you've got. There's not the electricity that Aaron would bring to the city, and he would, good, bad, or indifferent. So I just think that's not a good fit. But as far as the environment, it would be the best place, I think, for him to end up landing. But given the rebuff, and it seemed to be a stern rebuff, you know, it seemed like the Vikings said, not only no, but hell no. That's how it sounded like. Like, I don't know what everybody's been, no. That it was such a stern thing that maybe Aaron's like, this is going to crawl into a hole and disappear for a minute because at least one team saw through. Like, no, we're not going to put up with it.
All right, let's hit a break. We come back, we'll get into college hoops. I got to tell you guys about Carbach. Oh, welcome back to Texas. Guess what I'll be doing tonight? Popping some Carbach at the old apartment Del Hoffman while I watch my college hoops games, baby. It's a Ziegenbach night for me because that's what I've got in the fridge. But they've got something for everybody's taste. Oh, I do have some Hoplectic too. Maybe it's going to be a Hoplectic night for me. Maybe I'll go crazy and pop some of that Hoplectic. Hoplectic, very balanced IPA. It is a seasonal, so it's not around forever, but get it while you can because it is a very, very good beer. If you want a little more bitter, a little more punch you in the mouth type of IPA, Hopadillo is their flagship. Fantastic beer. Very, very intense, but very, very good. And Crawford Bock, probably my go-to everyday drinker as well. And their best sellers, Love Street, which is their Colt style blonde ale. Really good intro for craft beer drinking. Something for everybody, like I said, and it's all over San Antonio. They prioritize this market. They wanted their beer all over the place here, and they've got it here. So, guys, when you're watching the games this weekend, it's obviously going to be in the HEBs. It's going to be in the liquor stores. But when you go out, you're out and about, you're at a restaurant, you're at a bar, you're watching the games, you want to try something a little different, try something a little better, go ahead and ask your bartender to make it a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the north side, 281 southbound, just north of Bass Road. There's a wreck in two left lanes. Pretty solid 15-minute delay from Sunset. 35 southbound at Loop 1604. There's still that road work on the westbound exit ramp. I-10 westbound at WW White. Watch for a stalled car on the right shoulder. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pro Savings Days are back, and get up to 40% off plus save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Associate or Lowe's.com for details on qualifying items.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Is that a new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G?
Yeah, I got it for free when I joined Cricket Nation.
Sounds pretty great.
At Cricket, anyone can get a new phone when they switch.
Whoa.
With a high-quality camera, meaning more flattering selfies for all. And super fast 5G, so you can post them for all to see. Your friends, your family, your ex. Free phone! Free phone!
Okay, I'll switch.
Welcome to Cricket Nation.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no-charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah. Good to be back. Thanks, Chris. Good to be back. It's nice to be welcomed back from the people listening on YouTube.
You missed all the food on Monday.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Food dropped off.
Who brought food?
We had pastries. We had tacos.
A bunch of stuff I couldn't eat.
Who brought it?
Some dude named James.
Pledger?
No, not
Pledge. No, he would have eaten it all.
He relies on people to bring him food.
I fed him some Schlotzky's.
Oh, that's nice.
You missed that too, man. You left with all the. We had the Valero Texas Open folk came over. Brought us food.
Yeah, I gained 4 pounds in 3 days.
That sounds great and all. I can't complain. I ate so well on my my little journey. I ate seafood, I think, probably 3 or 4 times. Oh, I ate some really good pizza. I ate some Mexican hot dogs. I don't even like hot dogs, but I
Nice.
like you put like peppers and wrap them in bacon and
Was it a big chorizo or what?
It was a hot dog wrapped in bacon.
Okay.
It had crispy cheese on top of it. It had like a I forget what kind of pepper it was, like a spicy, but it was just like one strip of pepper. It wasn't like chopped up peppers.
Like a serrano?
It was like a
or
serrano,
okay.
but it had onions and it had crushed like crunchy garlic. Oh, bro!
The garlic would have done it for me. Nom, 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 nom.
I had seafood boil. Oh, what a life it was! What a life. That's San Diego, not a bad town. That's what I'll.
How was the weather?
It was perfect. It really was. With one exception, it rained the last night we were there, but we were already like coming in and like
done.
we were done.
You were done.
Like, whatever, man. Not my problem. We went to the zoo.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been to that zoo in years.
Incredible zoo.
Yeah.
The only problem was all the animals, my favorite animals are all lazy bastards. Like they just don't do anything. Like all the coolest animals, like the grizzly bear was sleeping the whole time we were there. I mean, he's funny when he sleeps because he's got 1 foot hiked up on the wall and he like just splays out like a person. Except he's just a gigantic person. The hippos are awesome, except they just lay around and don't do anything.
Can you see them underwater?
Yeah. There's an area to view them from land, and you can go under and see them from water.
You know, about 20 years ago, when there was still a circus, remember those things?
Oh yeah.
Barnum and Bailey came with a baby hippo, and you could pay a little bit extra to go meet the baby hippo.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that we went back and did it, and the hippo had a very unique smell. Like, I would have never thought it smelled like that.
I would have not gotten that close to the hippo.
I mean, it was a little baby one. It looked like a little alien.
Okay.
But
well, that only works for
those things get big and they kill you.
I was gonna say that only works for like a month or two, and then it becomes like murder size.
Aren't they really like the most dangerous animal in Africa?
They say they are, yeah. Which is funny because they only eat plants. Like they're herbivores, but they're
really aggressive.
They will fight you. But my favorite thing, my favorite animals to see are I like to see the bears, the hippos. I like to see the silverback gorillas.
Oh yeah.
I saw them, and it like again, he just kind of sat there eating his vegetables or whatever, and then the lady gorilla came up, and he ran up and ran her off, and then he sat back down and took a nap.
Nice. See the big cats?
Yeah, I saw
Lions,
the big
tigers.
cats. And then I like to see the rhinos. But the rhino, he just kind of laid around. But then when he got up at the end, it's like, dude, that's a bad mother effer right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also impressed by tortoises. Like it's crazy how big those
and how old they get.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah, like over 100 years old.
My least favorite thing is snakes. I hate snakes, and my kids all wanted to go to the reptile house.
Was there someone walking around with a snake on their neck going, did you want to pet
Thank
this?
God,
really?
no. But every one of them, like we walk up to it and I go, oh, this is gross. I hate that one. I hate that one. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, snakes only exist to kill people, I feel.
I agree.
I don't like any snakes. I'm
Do they
against
have
all of them.
Do they have rides still? In San Antonio, for the longest
to
time, you
ride
could
an
ride an
elephant.
elephant. Yeah, you could get up and get
no,
on an
no
elephant.
way. No. You can't do that.
I don't think you can do that anymore. I think you could also ride a giraffe at one point.
No.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right.
We could.
Yeah.
I think there was both an elephant and they'd strap your ass to a giraffe.
When I was younger, I did ride the elephant with
we
my
all
sister.
did.
Yeah.
Probably the same elephant.
It
I'm not
probably is.
kidding. I
Yeah.
think we all rode the same elephant at the San Antonio Zoo.
They ain't gonna
How
let you do
things
that
have changed.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the games that are going on tonight or today. I say tonight like
like there's one.
Yeah, these games
3
start
hours.
in a little over 3 hours. Creighton Louisville gets us started here. I don't have a great feel for this game. For me, this comes down to these are two conferences that I don't trust a whole lot, the ACC and the Big East, two underperforming conferences this year. What I do like about Creighton is I think this drop defense that they use, the caulk drop, and for those who don't understand it's more about going under or over screens, and you have to really have a big man you can trust to protect the rim if you're going to play this drop defense. And Creighton has like the best rim protecting big man in college basketball, so I think that scheme could work against this Louisville team.
It'll work if Louisville can hit threes. If you can hit jump shots, the drop defense is a failure. If you're switching screens like that, you're going to get beat by jump shots if they're hitting them. And Louisville, when they hit them, they've won, and when they haven't, they've lost. The one thing that we know is going to be there no matter what happens is Cockbrenner 7-4, and that ain't going anywhere. So I like Creighton too.
Yeah. High Point Purdue. Purdue is a fancy upset pick, it seems. Everybody thinks High Point is going to win. Here's what I'll say about High Point. This is a team that goes real fast. These are not the types of teams that I don't normally like when I'm looking for an underdog. I want a team that is going to slow it down to a grind, basically. And the one thing High Point does have, though, is some three-point variance. What they don't have is the ability to make any stops whatsoever. Purdue is going to score 1,000,000 points in this game, I feel like.
The guard play is good. They play better competition. It might look close early on just because like you said, UNC can shoot, or UNC High Point. But, Purdue's it would take a miracle of thunderstorm of threes for this to happen.
High Point they have played 0 power conference competition. They only played 1 power conference game last year. And that was when they lost to Georgia, and that was when Georgia was not good. I just don't trust this team playing up. They are a trendy pick, and I get it. I don't really trust Matt Painter in tournament settings either, but I can't get behind it. I just don't see where they get a stop, and I think Purdue just kind of has their way with this team. So while everybody seems to think that this is a good upset opportunity, I'm out on it.
There's betters out there.
Wisconsin against Montana. Here's what I'll say about this. Montana plays in the Big Sky, and there have been some teams come out of this conference that people go, oh, maybe. And every single year it's the same thing. This is the worst conference playing into the big tournament. Like they not only do they lose every year, they rarely compete. They have covered 6 times since the year 2000. They are 6-19 against the spread in the tournament since the year 2000. Obviously, they've won 1 game, never have won against a power conference team. I think Wisconsin just kind of murders them. This isn't your dad's Wisconsin team.
They're going to score some
They can
buckets.
score, yeah. Houston against SIU Edwardsville. This is a how much does Houston want it? Typically they want it. Typically they don't turn the volume down, but they are a little beat up. I would expect Houston to kind of name their number here. It's 28.5. I don't know if they're going to blow them out like that, but they certainly have the capability of it. So does Auburn against Alabama State. The SWAC.
It's a miracle, baby. Did you see the game?
Oh, my God.
We've already had our one shining moment.
Has there ever been an uglier game winner?
I'll tell you what, though. Full court, 0.7. I'll take it, man. I'll dance on into the it was beautiful, but.
Oh, beautiful's not the word. I mean, a win's a win.
It's a W, baby.
But beautiful, not the word I would use to describe that particular play. We'll get into the rest of the games on the other side because obviously, I mean, we're limited by commercial breaks. What I do want to do is give away some Cavalera tickets. They're playing March 26th at the Aztec Theater. You want to go see Cavalera? Let's go with caller number 4. How about that? Caller number 4. We'll go see Cavalera March 26th at Aztec Theater. And if you don't win tickets, of course, you can get them at livenation.com. We're going to give away Papa Roach tickets in the next hour, too. So more college basketball talk, more Papa Roach tickets. We're going to give away some college slam dunk and three-point contest tickets as well in the 9 o'clock hour. So much to get into, so little time. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Shop Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale. See a sleep expert and get matched with your perfect bed so you sleep better at night. You'll even get 120 nights to love it or your money back. Restrictions apply.
Pizza craving? We've got you covered at Round Table Pizza. We've been crafting pizzas with premium, high-quality ingredients for over 60 years. From our made-from-scratch dough to our savory toppings piled all the way to the edge. Find your nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
March is National Nutrition Month, and the City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District invites you to celebrate the role food plays in our health and well-being. Food connects us to our cultures, our families, and our friends. Health, culture, and access all shape how we relate to food. The foods we choose play a big part in our overall health and physical fitness. This March, join Metro Health in celebrating how food connects us and how it nourishes both body and mind. Healthy people, healthy community. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Welcome to The Hangar, Petranco, your go-to spot for mouthwatering wings, ice-cold cocktails, and an unforgettable atmosphere. Come taste some of the best wings in town, served by their friendly staff with even friendlier cocktails. Only at Hangar Petranco, where great food, drinks, and friends come together.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Expect delays on the far west side on Highway 90 eastbound between Highway 211 and Loop 410. There's a 30-minute delay. 281 southbound just north of Bass Road. There's a wreck in 2 left lanes. It's got you jammed up for at least 20 minutes from Bitters. 35 northbound at Benton City Road. A stalled car still blocking the left shoulder. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
His name is Sandro Mamukelashvili, and he's in the NBA record books. He's scored a career-high 34 points in just 19 minutes, leading the Spurs past the Knicks 120-105. The Texans' Longhorn season, it's done. They fell out of the play-in tournament, losing to Xavier 86-80. Xavier moves on to face Illinois tomorrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 3 of the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Man, time's flying.
I know. Yeah. Vic was saying some prize pig tried to win again.
Yeah, we couldn't.
Trying to eat up all the prizes. Come on, guys. Share a little. Let's just say the first person to call in gets the Cavalera tickets because the person who called in before, the person who was caller number 4 or whatever.
Yeah, he already won earlier.
He already won. Big cheater. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's continue through. It's really hard with these Auburn and Houstons to, like, to guess what kind of a blowout it'll be, but I mean, there's no doubt that Houston and Auburn are moving on. I've noticed this. Parity in college basketball right now is better than it has been in a while at the top. Like, there are now, a handful of teams that are all really good.
I think it's across the board parity, but the striations of parity. The upper level, there's as many or more really good teams, but there's not a great team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really, really good. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of average, but they're striated. There's a lot more because the talent's moved around, but we don't have great this year.
The gaps, though, between 1 and 16, 2 and 15, 3 and 14, at least analytically, are bigger than they've ever been.
Oh, yeah. But
And that surprised me to read that because there's only one team with a losing record made the field this year. Usually there's like a couple scumbag teams who win their conference tournament and they get in. This is like, from a record standpoint, one of the better fields.
Your numbers tell you that because I feel like now, used to you started looking at upsets at about what, a 12 seed?
Yeah, I think like a 13 over a 4 is usually, or 4 and 13, 12 and 5, or like that's the two that usually.
That would be the norm. But that seems to become the regular. It's no longer an upset. The teams are getting closer. We're getting the 12-13 or the 12-5 and the 4-13. One of these guys is going to go down. Numbers tell us, the past tells us, of the 5-12, 4-13, one of those in one of those four quadrants is going to win. It happens just about every year.
It's so funny. I've never had a chalkier bracket than I have this year.
Me either. Well, back in 2008, the last time they came to San Antonio was a pretty chalky bracket. Went back and looked, and it felt a lot like this. Nobody great, but there's a couple of great players out there that could very well just carry their team. And then there's like a team like Houston that just feels like if they just play their game, they're going to be fine, but their game can be matched. Florida looks like a very good team. I mean, it's going to be a chalk tournament. It is because of the striation we just talked about. The goods are matched against the far lessers. It looked like this was by design, that they wanted to have the big hitters close this thing out.
I was surprised to see that there are a ton of people picking Duke and Florida. They are by far the two most picked teams to win the national title. Then there's a pretty significant drop-off. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because 2 or 3 weeks ago, Auburn was like a runaway favorite. And now they're like the fourth favorite to win the thing now. I mean, it's funny, the recency bias. Florida wins the SEC tournament, and everybody's suddenly in love with Florida.
Well, that's the time everybody suddenly started watching basketball. They saw, at the end of the season, they saw Auburn lose to A&M. Now, they might not remember that the day before they had just won the SEC. They don't remember that, but they saw the loss. They saw the loss in the tournament. They did look tired. Jonai Broom does not look 100%. That doesn't mean they're any less. I just think there's a lot of new people to the party. And then you add in Duke, which is the Dallas Cowboys of college basketball. There's just a whole bunch of Duke money that's going to show up no matter what. You add that with the legend of Cooper Flagg and then the winning without him. I can see it. I don't necessarily agree with it. I think that's fun money on Duke.
Yeah. Duke plus 320 to win the tournament. Florida plus 380. Auburn 4-1. Houston 6-1. And then you get into Alabama 22-1. Tennessee 22-1. Michigan State 25-1. St. John's 28-1. Like if you go by seeding, that's all the 1s and 2s.
Yep.
Then you get to Texas Tech 35-1. They're a 3. Maryland at 45-1 is a 4. Iowa State is a 3. They're 45-1. Then you get to Gonzaga at 50-1, and they're an 8 seed.
Yeah, well, they didn't have the best season. It took a conference title or a tournament title to get that bid.
Yeah, and then you get down to some of these 4 seeds. A&M 100-1 as a 4 seed. Purdue 110-1 as a 4 seed. So it doesn't follow the seeding exactly, but generally you can kind of get a good feel for it. I'm never going to pick all 4 1 seeds to get there, but man, more than any other year, it was really hard for me to find a way to not have 4 1 seeds in.
I ended up with a bracket as best as I could and ended up with 4 1s. I mean, I did as much as I could and went back and adjusted just because it just didn't feel right. But when you go bracket by bracket and don't take into account the other brackets and just go who's better, even with upsets thrown in, even with 12 5s and 13 4s and all that, it still is so easy to slide into Auburn, Florida, Duke, Houston. It just feels so natural, knowing full well that if you did that, you might very well be 75% right. But then again, most of the rest of the country is too.
Right.
Because that's the easy chalk way. And you feel like if I'm going to win anything, I got to go find the variance in there. And there'll be one of those teams that's wrong. So I ask you the question, Duke, Houston, Auburn, Florida, despite, number ones, in your mind, the least likely to appear. It doesn't mean they're not certainly likely to go, but the least likely of the 4.
Mine is Florida.
See, I have Auburn.
Mine is Florida, and the reason why I have Florida is they are in they got such a brutal draw. Texas Tech's in their region, who now is healthy. Like Texas Tech, who wasn't healthy early in the season, now they are going to be at full strength. That is scary. Maryland is the 4 seed there. Their top 5 guys are as good as anybody's top 5 in the country. They don't have any depth, but depth doesn't matter as much in the tournament setting. And then there's St. John's, who can grind anyone down to a halt. They're the one that I just look at. I can find other teams in that region. For me with Auburn, it's like Michigan State can't score. Iowa State, their best players hurt. A&M can't score. Like, it's just hard and now if A&M ends up meeting Auburn, A&M's proven that they can beat Auburn. Like, so that's a problem. But I don't think A&M's going to be around to see them. So it's just hard for me to find another team in that region where I can go, yeah, that team could knock off Auburn.
It's funny. We didn't even include Duke in this, who is currently without the Naismith. He's without the player of the year or odds on.
I think that's by choice.
No, but we don't know he'll be back, yet money is still falling on them to win this thing in 3 weeks. He could very likely not set foot. I say very likely. I doubt that it's very likely, but with every passing day, with every passing win, the likelihood increases, yet they're leading the money.
Yeah.
Because their road is the easiest.
Their road is pretty easy. Alabama's a deeply flawed 2 seed. Like, Alabama, Arizona, Wisconsin are the 2 3s and 4s, and they're all relatively weak defensive teams.
Bama's the least flawed.
Bama's not a good defensive team.
Yeah, but they can score 150 on you fast, and that is Duke's, I think, kryptonite. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen there. In fact, I might just change that.
But, yeah, it is hard to get away from the chalkiness of it. Let's look at a couple more of the games that are going to be going on today. Clemson-McNeese, there's one of those 5-12 matchups. Clemson is a 7.5-point favorite. The thing that makes it tough for me to there's a couple things that make it tough for me to pick McNeese here. They have no size. Their biggest rotation guy is 6'9". Clemson has 3 starters that size or bigger.
Yeah.
They don't defensive rebound at all. They're outside the top 250 in defensive rebounding. Clemson is a great rebounding team. They don't turn the ball over, and McNeese relies on getting turnovers. McNeese has athletes that, in their conference, overwhelm you. And that's in a conference full of non-athletes. They've got athletes. Yeah. So it's easy to kind of get a feel for it. The other thing that scares me off of McNeese is they have a coach who's got a foot out the door.
Yeah, their coach left.
And you can say all you want. I'm going to give it I'm giving all my attention here, but all these guys are looking at him going, man, you're leaving, huh?
Well, no matter what, they lost a full practice. No matter what, when he came out and said, guys, I'm leaving, that practice went to crap.
Yeah.
So you got to get ready. You got 3 days. And they lost a practice when the coach announced last night that I'm leaving for North Carolina State. They're not going to be ready. They might play hard. They might want to go out and win one for the Gipper, but they lost 5 hours of their 10 hours of prep on his face just when the coach would gall them together and said, I'm leaving. So they're not going to be ready.
But when it comes down to the Southland Conference is full of teams that turn the ball over. McNeese takes advantage of that.
It wasn't going to be tough no matter what.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're full of small guys, so McNeese doesn't. Their size, the difference doesn't really matter. They can still out rebound you. They can't out rebound Clemson. Clemson doesn't turn it over. Shot volume should just be too much in favor of Clemson.
Now, and here's the one thing to worry about with Will Wade and this team. Clemson can get behind, and if they get behind, they can't catch up.
That is true.
And so if I'm Will Wade, start fast, get me a 6-8 point lead, and dare Clemson to run with me.
My problem is I believed in this McNeese team last year.
I don't know anything about them other than what I saw in the title.
They got blitzed by Gonzaga in the tournament last year in the first round. Weren't even competitive. I think they lost by 40. I was like, oh, man, they're really good. They can hang with the power level teams, and then they just didn't. So I don't think I'm going to get fooled again. I'm out on that. Here's where I'm taking an upset. I like VCU over BYU. I'm not crazy about this BYU team. I don't think they have any athleticism. It just feels like VCU is going to make things hard on them. VCU can hit some threes.
Yeah, this is a pick 'em to me. Nobody's going past the next one. It's offense versus defense. The thing about BYU though that is worrying about any team is they're the kind of team that they get under your skin, man. And if you're not playing off and you're in a weird environment and you're playing these dudes that are forever flopping and trying to draw fouls and they're running the clock and it's just a difficult – BYU's a hard play. You know, they're a hard team to play and stay with, and they can knock you out of the game. The thing about VCU is they never stop coming at you. And yeah. I think that's going to be enough to beat a BYU team that could take a lead and hold them away all game long. But
what you are going to hear a lot of is VCU played on Sunday – which they did. They played the Atlantic 10 Championship on Sunday. Now they got to go to altitude. And I don't understand why suddenly now playing on Sunday and Thursday is like this difficult task for these kids. I mean, it's not like they're going to be exhausted. I think they'll be fine. Three solid days of rest is probably done them some good, actually. But BYU, because they play in elevation, I see that being an advantage for BYU. But I just think stylistically, I like VCU a lot better. One of the more interesting games, I think, is Georgia and Gonzaga. Everyone I know is on Gonzaga, and probably because I know a lot of the guys who do sports betting, and they love analytics. I do not buy into the Gonzaga analytics. So, for instance, KenPom, which is the most popular analytics site, still has Gonzaga as the 9th best team in the country.
I like Gonzaga a lot, AJ. I think that they were dealing with some injuries. I think that they took this. I think Self reevaluated how he handled this program, and I think he wanted to get this team running at full bore till later. This just is a very different Gonzaga team than he has ever put out. They're playing different, and it might be a method to this madness that he has held off letting this team dominate during the regular season and kept the thermostat low, because what I saw them do to St. Mary's in that title game was not the Gonzaga I'd seen the 3 weeks prior. I mean, they played a very different game, and it seems like he has kind of warmed his team up a little bit slower than he used to. I think their goal was, let's be in the top 5 all season long so people are talking about Gonzaga no longer being a mid-major and then fall apart in the tournament, and now I think they just soon, just get in the tournament and surprise people. They've got great guard play. They have smart bigs. I saw it happen. I didn't
Why
think
haven't they beat any good teams all year?
All I can say is what I saw Mark Few do this year is very different than anything he's ever done. And some of it is a lack of talent. He just isn't as talented as he has been. But the style is different, and the way they applied themselves, it was a slow burn. They didn't start out hot and roll to 20 wins like they've done before, but doing the Canelo, we'll mix and match some mid-major D1s on some Friday nights, to get some TV exposure. But then we're going to go kick the crap out of Pepperdine, that kind of stuff. No, I think that it was a measured approach, playing good teams early and getting beat to where they're there. Are they a title team? No, but this is a coach and a team that expects to be in the Sweet 16. That's who they are. That's how they learned. That's how they played. And that's enough sometimes for a team to be experienced and just expect to win. They know how to do it. I say all that going, this is the worst Gonzaga team in 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, by far. But the two dudes that are worth it can do it. And against St. Mary's, a team that was bigger and more skilled, they just went out and beat them.
Well, it's about time because every other time they've played up this year, they got their ass kicked. When they played Kentucky, they got drilled. They played Connecticut, they got drilled. They played UCLA, they got beat.
They did play Kentucky. They did. I mean, what I'm saying is they played those guys.
What?
And those were games they used to win.
Yeah, they did. But guess who's played a much tougher schedule than them? Georgia.
But I'm telling you, as I get the Ken Palm, I get the ninth because we know what they do. We know how the system works. We know that what Few does to guards makes them win games. This year's different, and because it's different, and you look, they're not a 3 or 4 by the numbers, even though the eye test has always told you differently. This is the first time I can remember where I feel like Gonzaga's overvalued. And is that by design? I mean, because I saw a very different team. That's what scares me about this. That could be a 2-win team.
To me, the reason why Gonzaga is still so high in analytics is because they're a lamb slayer. They smash bad teams. There's no bad teams in this tournament. Not that Gonzaga is going to get to play anyway.
Well, Georgia is just a bigger – again, I default to conferences this year in my belief in the totality. SEC is just bigger, badder, stronger. They just have been – no matter what you're going to throw at them, I promise you they've seen it twice, once at home, once on the road. That's enough for me. But this matchup is so brilliant for so many different reasons because Gonzaga is – wise beyond their years. Every player got there. They might have been 18, but they acted like they were 22. And Georgia's just a bunch of kids. New coach over there in white, bunch of kids. Their best player was in high school this time last year, Claxton. Just a bunch of kids that figured it out about 2 weeks ago. Asa Newell. 2 weeks ago, they figured it out. 3 weeks ago, they put everything together, and they can run by Gonzaga. They can run and jump right over them, but I still like Gonzaga.
This Georgia team has a win over Florida this year, and they have a win over St. John's over a 1 seed and a 2 seed. I think Georgia's going to win.
You deferring to conferences? Everything tells me that's the thing, but they're young.
Yep. All right, let's take a break. We'll keep talking hoops on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. And hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Ready to shoot your shot? Log into BetMGM and make your picks in our March Matchups $250K Pick'em for your chance to win a share of bonus bets. It's free to play and easy to get started. Just log into your BetMGM account and predict what will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. You'll earn points with every correct answer, which gives you a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Just pick what will happen throughout March Matchups, and if you make enough correct picks, you'll win a share of bonus bets. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I didn't want to call Bobo and have to have a confrontation.
Just make a change?
Yeah, because you're so bitchy.
We do it all the time.
You're so bitchy, Bobo.
You always want to
realize how bitchy you are? anymore, and I don't want to fight with you.
You know, you calling me bitchy would be like me calling you a fat bastard. You know, that's projection, dude.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. 149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Imagine waking up in the morning to ocean views on Matagorda Bay. I know that you can. Minutes from world-class fishing. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. Don't miss this one-day event, Saturday, March 29th, where you can get 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access for just $49.9. That is correct, just $49.9. John Lopez here, and I host the Texas Saltwater Fishing Podcast, Bite Me. If you love the Texas coast like I do, you're going to love this gated community. With a resort-style pool and cabana, boat slips and launch, boat and RV storage, paved roads, on and on it goes, underground utilities, and so much more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, so call for your private tour, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Ask about the grand opening day specials and the helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live at Twin Peaks, the Park North location. The NCAA tournament is underway.
Come join us for all the madness. We're talking a lot of hoops here, how the Spurs did last night, and have the Cowboys and Micah had more meaningful conversations.
Meaningful conversations, that's important. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Go sports team! Go sports team! Go sports team!
You gonna have a hat that just says sports?
Sports teams. Hey, go sports! Hey, go sports! Yeah! hacking into the
Yeah,
microphone,
sorry.
Vic. Gross. It's the best day of the year. It's tournament day. Welcome in, baby. Welcome in. Small Friday, Rob likes to call it.
Yes, sir.
Roger says, Friday Junior, let's make some money. He's out in Las Vegas. We passed each other in the sky.
Oh, he's there on the way. Have you been? Yeah, you live there. I've spent a couple of opening weekends in Vegas. It's a lot of fun.
Fun time. It's a little wild for my taste.
And dollar value's double, of course.
Hard to find a seat at the sports book. It's not ideal, but
still, there's nothing better than a Thursday morning at 9 a.m. first tip sitting in the book.
It ain't bad, Bubba. It ain't a bad place to be. We were just talking about that Georgia-Gonzaga game, which I think is a lot more interesting than most people do. One game I don't think will be interesting is Tennessee and Wofford. This Wofford team is not very good.
Even if they were great.
They're going to
Even if it's the best Wofford team of all time, they weren't going to touch Tennessee.
Smothered by this Tennessee team. Also in Lexington, I feel like I wonder if Tennessee has a home court edge in Lexington.
They do.
It's easy travel.
Well, Wofford's Southern too. That's Southern school too. But there's only like 800 people that went to Wofford.
Right, but I'm thinking like obviously there's a lot of Vols fans there, but there's also a lot of people in that town who hate Tennessee.
Yeah,
like it's the same. Louisville's there too. So Louisville and Tennessee, like Kentucky's two biggest rivals.
And, you brought up something really interesting. And over the years, I've gone to enough regionals and seen enough Final Fours. It's always cool to watch when you're there with three other schools. Which school decides, who they're going to root for? Because, you're watching a couple of games, and every now and then, the half the fans or a quarter of the fans are there for an entirely different team, and then they start rooting whether it's in their interest or not for a player or a team, and it's always fun to see the dynamic in the building.
Generally, I think when you're there to watch your team,
you root the underdog.
You root for the underdog in the other game.
And Wofford might just have a shooter's chance, but Tennessee's the kind of team that is just really hard to upset because you're never going to get more than about 5 points ahead of them, no matter how much you do.
It's like Houston.
Yeah.
They're one of those teams that, they're just so physical, and these smaller schools, SoCon teams, don't have the bodies.
And I'm not defending Texas. They went into a Shark Tank last night. They rolled into Dayton, and Xavier's from Dayton. I mean, it was a road game.
These teams played last year, Tennessee and Wofford. Tennessee won 82-61 in a game that saw 64 three-point attempts.
Wofford's going to be jacking it up.
Wofford played one game against a power conference opponent this year. They lost by 51 points to Duke. Yeah. This might be real ugly. Interesting game. I think one of the more interesting games, mostly because we don't see Kansas as a 7 seed very often. Kansas against Arkansas, 6 o'clock tip over on CBS. That's the prime spot, isn't it? The 6 o'clock tip on CBS. That's what they put. That's usually
that's the blue blood Kansas Duke spot. Yes.
So Kansas Arkansas is they got the prime spot, and I guess when you look at it, this might be the most. Yeah, it is like the most competitive game, or one of the most competitive games, featuring a blue blood, like you were saying,
and two teams that were kind of a letdown. Because you don't want to show up this year.
You don't want to put Auburn or Houston in that spot because it's going to be a blowout game. So you put the Kansas there. They get Arkansas. Kansas is about a 5.5 point favorite. I like Kansas here mostly because I just feel like this is chess versus checkers from a coaching standpoint. You took umbrage with me saying that.
Well, I think the way you define great coaching needs to be kind of clarified because there's X's and O's coaches, and then there's development coaches, and Calipari is a guy that you learn to play basketball, and I'll give you some plays when required, but you go out and do what you're supposed to do as a basketball player.
I get that. To me, in a tournament setting,
that's right.
I value what Bill Self does way more than I value what Calipari does, except for typically what Calipari does, the work's already been done.
Yeah, you just roll the ball out.
You get the best players, and then you say, hey, go win it.
No, that's not. See, don't give me the Pat Riley, I just roll the ball out. That's a load of crap. It is hard to coach talent, and he was successful in Kentucky. He won titles, and he was always there, but when it was over, it was over. They were tired of that. Bill Self is a very different style of coach, but the one thing that you need to remember with Calipari is his SOBs will always be tougher than yours. and they are going to go and beat up those soft Kansas dudes. Hunter Dickinson is going to need a sling and a cart by the time this game's over. My job with Calipari is I'm going to be tougher than you today, and that falls into the
hard.
Well, that falls into the X's and O's versus system. He's just going to go out and if we're tougher than they are today, and we win one more 50-50 ball than they do, we win, and that's the way he's going to go in and go that style. I love that style, but if you're a coach that wants to control the game like Self does, you don't like the way Calipari coaches. I mean, Self's going to use every timeout, and he's going to work every TV timeout and do exactly what big-time X's and O coaches do.
Should be an interesting matchup.
Who do you like?
I like Kansas.
You like Kansas?
I can't get past, like,
sure.
I feel like at the end of the day, if I'm saying who do I trust to come up with a better game plan, Bill Self or John Calipari, it's just Bill Self.
I just hate the way that Hunter Dickinson plays. I hate it. Watching a 7'2" dude finger roll over the rim when you just want him to rise up and rip the rim off the glass, man. Be the bear that you look like.
Now, that said, I mean, he's great at what he does.
Oh, he's a bucket.
He just doesn't do everything I want him to do.
He's soft.
Particularly on the defensive side, he doesn't do the things I want him to. He's not. I mean, he's a good defensive rebounder, but he's not.
He's a position rebounder. That's why he's good.
He's not a bully.
No, he's soft.
And he's a giant. He should be a bully.
But
it's funny because with Hunter Dickinson, Zeke Mayo, KJ Adams, DeJuan Harris, they have talent. It just doesn't work together.
No, because Dickinson is supposed to be the best player on that team, and Mayo is the freshman.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Kansas this year.
But also, Mayo, part of what makes him great is he's an excellent three-point shooter, and part of why he gets so many looks is because there's a giant in the paint. And
yeah, but Mayo should have hit some shots. He's had 2 games that, he's been put in a tougher situation than he expected to be in. This team was inverted. They expected he came back after, the transfer 1 year at Kansas, came back, going to lead him to a title, number one, and he never took control of this team.
Yeah.
He never took it. He's not the leader of the team. Point guard is.
It's a weirdly built team. I don't particularly like them, but I don't like Arkansas either. So
great matchup though.
Torn on that one, but I'll just default to the coach. When we come back, we got to get into Aggie. That's the next game on the board.
This is gonna be a rough one.
We'll jump into that one. I think there's plenty of meat on that bone. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Kinetico water softeners have been around San Antonio for years. I guess you walk out right now and tap 2 people on the shoulder and ask them what their water softener is. One will go, I don't know. And the other one will tell you it's a Kinetico, because that is indeed the difference. If you don't know who made your water softener, I assume there's going to be all kinds of stuff in your pipes. You're going to have water on. You're going to have that white powdery stuff all over every dish you got. Food's going to taste a little weird. Dog's going to be looking at you funny. Those are the people who don't know what they've got. If you have a Kinetico water softener, you bought because you understand the value that it brings to your home. It protects your pipes, makes the water taste better, cleaner, white stay whiter longer. We know what the benefits of great water are, above and beyond the great taste and sweet tea that comes out. For those of us that have been waiting on a Kinetico, there's no better time than buying right now. You can get one in your home for 90 days to find out what exactly is perfect for you by just calling 656-PURE. Kinetico will come out and put a water softener in for you to decide what exactly is your requirements. And after 90 days, and once they figure out what is perfect for you, you can go ahead and pick up a great deal, great financing available. If you have a water softener in your home right now, you'll get money for that on a trade-in. And then there's the extras, like the reverse osmosis drinking station that'll go on your sink just for buying right now. It's something I had to pay for. You'll get it for free. Fill your water bottles. Never have to buy another one of those plastic bottles. You're protecting the environment and saving money at the same time. You know why? Because Kineticos don't even plug in. There'll be no more power drawn off the grid from your water softener. Hey, if you're looking for the very best, now's the time. Go to KineticoSA.com for every detail you could possibly require. But call 656-PURE today. They'll come out and put one in. And I know once you get a Kinetico in that house, it ain't leaving anywhere, and you're going to come up by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning on the far west side. Loop 1604 northbound between Wiseman and Highway 151. This road work has you down in just one lane getting by. There's more than a 15-minute slowdown. Loop 410 westbound between Broadway and Airport. There's a crash in the left lane. You're jammed up for at least 10 minutes from Harry Wurzbach. 281 southbound just north of Bass Road. That crash was just cleared. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. Good morning. For a limited time, stop by from 6 to 11 a.m. daily and get the $5 breakfast What a Deal. Either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. Available only at Whataburger.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete sweet store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You got another thing coming. Morning Huddle living it up on a Thursday. Who wants to go see Papa Roach? They're playing March 22nd. That's coming up, isn't it? That's like this weekend?
Day after tomorrow.
That's Saturday.
I'll be damned. You want to go see Papa Roach? Go see him at the Frost Bank Center March 22nd. We'll give you a pair of tickets to go see Papa Roach and Rise Against at the Rise of the Roach Tour with special guest Under Oath. That's live March 22nd at the Frost Bank Center. Get your tickets if you don't want them at livenation.com.
I would like to be a special guest of Papa Roach.
You know what?
A worthy thing to be.
Let's give them away on the Brigade Bar. How about that? Ooh.
There you go.
What should we ask them? What have we talked about today? Let's do something. Oh, because I was gone on a trip. Let's see.
Yeah, where did you go?
Yeah.
What let's see, where'd you visit, I guess?
That's true. So I went home to Vegas, and then I went on a road trip for spring break. First person in the Brigade Bar to put the city that I went to, boom, you win a pair of tickets to go see Papa Roach. That's March 22nd at the Frost Bank Center. That's Saturday, friends. I saw Papa Roach play once at Ozfest in Nashville, and the lead singer, but I think his name's Jacoby or Kobe or something like that. Jacoby, I'm pretty sure. In the middle of his set, just like stuck his whole hand down his throat and vomited all over the stage. Like it was
like for
just for effect.
Giggles.
Yeah, for effect.
Or was he maybe trying to make weight?
I think it was just to like show how rock and roll he was, because I
didn't know I was so rock and roll. Did you know Tracy Morgan's pretty rock and roll then?
Well, I guess so.
Did you see him spew like that?
I did see that. Yeah.
When's the last time you hurled like that?
I don't remember.
That was buckets, man.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff, man. Listen, you puke into a toilet and you're like, man, that's a lot of puke. You puke where there's nothing to catch
I had no idea that much could come out.
It looks like so
this
much.
dude did that on a stage. Just to entertain the folks.
Yep, that's it.
I'm leaving at that moment.
Robert Dominguez, congratulations. You are the winner. Go ahead and call in. Vic will take care of you, or Edwin will take care of you.
I've never forced myself to vomit.
Oh,
I've never.
I certainly have.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
Why on earth would I inflict that self?
Because have you ever had too much to drink and you know the only thing that can fix it is getting the poison
that kind of
out?
stuff takes care of itself.
But there's sometimes where you want to hurry the process along.
Never once.
Now, mind you, this was a much younger, more rock and roll version of me. I was like, man, I can't drink anymore. I'm too full. But I wanted to keep drinking, so I made myself vomit, got out a bunch of the beer, and just went right back to it.
No, that's never been me. I'll wait till I won't be done, but I'm not going to stick. I hate vomiting.
I hate vomiting
so
too.
much.
Well,
I can't imagine
Yeah.
being in a situation like the only thing worse than how I feel
is how I'm about to make
is
myself
how I'm
feel.
about to make myself feel. So I'll just
That's
bear
fair.
with it.
That's fair. All right. Will Rob vomit tonight watching the Yale Texas
Gonna get
A&M?
liquored up tonight.
The Fighting Ags.
Dude, why does the committee hate us so? Think about what the committee has done over the last couple. You remember when we won the SEC title and didn't get in? Remember that? We lost the SEC title game and didn't get in. And now we have what was, and to Buzz's credit, the best regular season, at least the biggest wins we've ever had. We've gone further in the tournament. We've been a Sweet 16, so there's still more to be done. But to get this matchup, look at what the other four's got. Look what we got a two-time returning conference champion that is loaded with like 22-year-old 6'9" Yale graduates.
That also beat Auburn in the tournament last year.
That can shoot. I mean, of all the teams again, I cannot overemphasize the brilliance of the committee and the matchups that they were able to find. They peppered them in, and A&M this year got one of those really, and Michigan too, got two of the teams. Those two teams got those two teams that have the kryptonite.
Yeah. This is a bad matchup for Texas A&M.
In every way.
A nightmarish matchup, quite frankly.
But that's no excuse. Buzz Williams at A&M is physically better. They're coming out of a better conference. Their top 3 guys or 4 guys would start at Yale. But
Buzz Williams is also generally a disappointment come this
but
month.
I just don't expect A&M to win today.
I don't either. I think Yale beats them. I don't trust this A&M team to create offense.
But the potential of a Yale UC San Diego second round matchup just felt too delicious for the tournament types.
And when you look at a team like Yale who shoots 39% from three, they're a top 10 3-point percentage team in the country.
They don't turn it over, and they dominate the pace of play. Everything that A&M does well, Yale won't let them do. It's going to take a force of will from A&M. And something terrible happening to Yale, foul trouble, something like that, because if –
And crazy, Yale's bigger.
Yes, I'm telling you, what I kept telling people, of all the matchups out there, of all of them, the way A&M plays, we'd rather play Auburn. I would rather have a first round with Auburn, a first round with Clemson. I'd rather play those teams that I know exactly how to beat.
And if I'm Texas A&M, I'm thinking, okay, here's what I've got to do to create offense in the tournament. I have to give the ball to Wade Taylor and say, dude, make something happen. And I'm guessing that's going to be the plan tonight.
Well, it has been all year.
There's a fella playing for Yale named Bez Imbing. And most people probably have not heard of Bez Imbing. But Bez is arguably the best mid-major wing guard defender, perimeter defender in the country. Bez Imbing is a 3-time Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year, and that's going to be the guy that is stuck to Wade Taylor's hip all night tonight. And they're going to have to find someone else to create offense. And Buzz is probably looking up and down his bench going, damn it.
Well, I mean, but the one thing that they're coming to, and Yale's got to be careful of it, is they haven't seen the toughness that A&M's going to bring. And the first time that Yale tries to run one of those namby-pamby curl pick routes that everybody likes to run in Yale, in the Ivy League and the Patriot League up there, and big forward powers through that guard setting a down pick and puts him on his ass, it's a whole new world at that point. So, yeah, Yale's rough and tough, and they're old and they've been there, but they haven't played through the SEC gauntlet.
No doubt.
And this is not an excuse. Buzz should beat them. They have a more talented team that should beat Yale, but I don't think it's going to happen.
They have lost one time since the calendar flipped to 2025. They are playing about as well as you can play.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. This is just a bad draw for A&M, a really bad draw for Texas A&M. I think they go down tonight. Drake and Missouri.
Everybody's sweetheart.
I like Drake. I know you are a Missouri guy.
Well, I'm taking Drake in this. I've liked Missouri all year long, but Drake is such a good story. And the thing that they bring, the continuity that I've always preached in the tournament, that matters. I don't care how good you are, how good have you been together, and how long have you been together. These guys have been playing together for 5 years. This is a team that knows what to do, and they're pretty damn talented. So with that, that's enough for me.
Drake does the thing that I think is most important if you want to have a chance to get an upset, and that is limit possessions. They play as slow as anyone in the country on offense, and they make you work the entire time on defense. And they have a guy named Bennett Sturtz who is going to have the ball at the end of almost every shot clock. And when I say almost every, like, watch this guy tonight. He will probably play 40 minutes. He does not come off the floor. He is in the percentage of minutes played in the country, he is number one. He has played 98.7% of the minutes.
Now I'm good, Coach.
For Drake basketball this year. He does not come off the floor.
And I back him up. I got to play a minute and a half.
And he is good, man. I like this Drake team. I think because they play that way, because they are able to take the air out of the ball and just slow it down, I think this team's got a really good chance. I love their coach, Ben McCollum. I know it's only been 1 year that he's been playing at this level, but he seems to have figured it out, and all his guys have played up very nicely.
Missouri Valley is a tough conference, man.
And yeah, to go in and win
every year,
to go in and win the Missouri Valley your first year at D1 with a bunch of your D2 players, dude, there's a credit to that.
I think this is one of those reasons why we love the tournament, because this is going to be a good story.
Yeah, I dig this team. I think Drake upsets Missouri tonight.
And again, Drake's not new to this. Drake's been around for 40 years. They've been fighting Wichita State.
But this is a whole different looking team.
Yeah, but this is not Mount St. Mary's. These guys know how to play basketball. I mean, these guys play tough Midwest basketball, and this is right moment for former D2 and all those stories of guys transferring up and doing these things. It's a great story and a good team.
Interesting game to start off the late slate, UCLA and Utah State. UCLA I was a little disappointed in how UCLA played in the conference tournament, because they looked like they were a whole new team. Like they played so well in the later half of the season after, if you remember when Mick Cronin was like bitching about his team, my team doesn't want it. They lost like 4 in a row. They were like, he was just like, well, this team doesn't care. They don't have any effort. Well, they went on a nice little like 11-3 run to finish the season in the Big Ten, and it was like, okay, this team's the real deal. They go first round, get blown out by Wisconsin. I was like, oh, not ideal. But I do feel like they've got a little more juice than people think. And I'm not sure. I just, in general, trusting the Mountain West is a dangerous thing in this tournament. Mountain West teams generally disappoint, with the one exception of San Diego State.
Yeah. And they even kind of disappointed this year.
No, I'm just saying the one year that they went to the Final Four.
Yeah,
other than that, they always lose early. So it's hard for me to trust this Utah State team. I think UCLA gets it done.
You've been hard on Cronin all year long, and it struck me what he's been doing last night. As I watched Xavier play, where he came from, and the reason UCLA hired him, is he is there to toughen those kids up. I mean, his job is to turn UCLA into a Xaverian environment, to be the toughest team that we can provide in the Big Ten. That's why they went and got him. And he was mad at his team all year long. In the Big Ten tournament, they're better. This is a better team than it was a month ago, and I can see why he stayed mad at them. They're tougher now. I kind of like them in this one.
All right, we'll wrap up the rest of the games for today on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. At Jackson Hewitt, expert tax prep is now $149 or less, but only for a limited time. Hurry, book your appointment at jacksonhewitt.com today. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/49-149.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right,
just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour Saturday, March 29th. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey. Honey! What? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning on the far west side. Loop 1604 northbound between Wiseman and Highway 151. This road work has you down in just one lane getting by. There's more than a 15-minute slowdown. Loop 410 westbound between Broadway and Airport. There's a crash in the left lane. You're jammed up for at least 10 minutes from Harry Wurzbach. 281 southbound just north of Bass Road. That crash was just cleared. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
His name is Sandro Mamukelashvili, and he's in the NBA record books. He's scored a career-high 34 points in just 19 minutes, leading the Spurs past the Knicks 120-105. The Texans' Longhorn season, it's done. They fell out of the play-in tournament, losing to Xavier 86-80. Xavier moves on to face Illinois tomorrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm a one-bracket man, Rob. A one-bracket man.
I have two brackets with one variance.
One game, one team?
One team, Alabama.
Okay. Edwin, how many brackets do you fill out?
Just one.
You're a one bracket man. You're like me. You're a monaga bracket.
I stand on it. Stand on business.
You're a monaga bracketologist like me. Rob is he spreads the love.
I do my best.
I would ask Vic, but Vic A is pooping, and B, I already know the answer. Vic, I'm surprised we can get him to fill out one bracket.
Dude, I am looking at the ESPN page and all their stars and their picks. Florida is such a prohibitive pick with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
because they're asking guys like Stephen A. Smith, and he's like, I haven't seen a basketball game all year. Well, who you picking? Who won the SEC?
Right.
Florida? Give me Florida.
Vitale likes Duke. Van Pelt, Greenberg, Molly Kiram, Jay Billis, Reese Davis, L. Duncan, Kevin Nagandi, Chris Russo, Jay Williams, Seth Greenberg, all taking Florida.
Well, Rob and I will announce our champions at the end of this segment. I think it will be time for us to give out our final four, and we'll see if we follow suit. Let's look at the last three games today. Omaha and St. John's. Is there any reason to believe Omaha can hang with the Johnnies?
Back a long time ago, I knew a guy that went and played there, and it's University of Nebraska at Omaha, otherwise known as University of No Opportunity. That's what he called it. I can't ever think of it. Oh, man, this is going to be a beatdown.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will say, because of the style of play that St. John's has, it's hard for them to run away from teams, and Omaha can shoot.
Yeah,
that's like their only hope is you got to hit. And when you're playing a team like this, you want to have some real 3-point variance. You need to get lucky in a way. Omaha could get lucky. I kind of doubt it. They've been playing good ball lately, but I mean, my question with St. John's is how good are they really?
We'll find out soon enough. But the thing that they have that Omaha doesn't is just a bunch of dogs. But as soon as St. John's runs into a team with a post, with a couple of bigs and a shooter, then the dynamic will change. But right now, Omaha hasn't seen anything like this. There are going to be 7 Bulldogs chasing them around all day long. It's going to be a rough day.
It is. It just feels like this team. If you're like me and you think the Big East is not very good, it's hard to give a whole bunch of credit to this St. John's team.
I don't think the Big East is very good. I think St. John's is pretty good. I think they're a poor man's Houston. They play in a way that you just can't prepare for. You hope for the best, and you hope your guards will slow down and take their time and don't get sped up the way St. John's wants you to do, that you'll get into a half-court set and your guys are smart enough not to take the first open shot that they see because they don't see very many open ones, that you'll run your play through its fruition and work the clock and do the things to win. That's a tough ask when you're Omaha in the tournament, on the road, doing stuff against a St. John's team that looks like they've just been eating raw meat for the last 3 days.
The difference between St. John's and Houston, though, is Houston's a good offensive team.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the style of play that Patino wants to play. They're going to be physically fit. They're going to be in better shape than you. They're going to be running faster than you at minute 38. They're just going to wear you down, and it doesn't matter how good you are. You got to be deep and you got to be smart.
It's almost like they prefer to play defense than offense because they grind out. They make you work so hard to get a shot, and then they actually play pretty fast when they have the ball. They just run down, take a bad shot,
get the rebound, take another bad shot, get the rebound, hope one falls.
Yeah, there's no time wait, and then get back on defense. Like there's no time wasted. They're a weird team for me to figure out because there's not many teams that play this way.
Well, if you could, the old axiom was press a pressing team. Do to them what they're doing to you because they're not used to having that happen. And if you have the wherewithal to do that, that's your best opportunity. I don't know what Omaha's game is. I don't know how they play. I assume it's going to be slow down, lots of nice shots, picking down picks, the kind of thing Midwest basketball. That's what I assume. St. John's eats that kind of team up for lunch.
Well, what Omaha does is they shoot from outside, and that's the only path to success against St. John's because it's very difficult to get in and do anything against them. So
don't give them a prayer.
You just got to get really hot. Yeah. I doubt it happens, but it makes for an interesting matchup. UC San Diego and Michigan.
This is my favorite upset.
Dude, mine too, and I know it's kind of a trendy upset now, But I mean, I've been talking about this team with you for months. I love this Tritons team. They are so freaking good. It is. People don't understand how good this team is because nobody watches them.
It's a big ass, though. I mean, this is Michigan, and they are lining up against not one, but 2 7-footers. One of them which can dribble. I don't care how good you are. If you haven't seen it, that's going to be a rough one. I pick them to upset just because I like the story, and I don't like Michigan.
First of all, UC Irvine has a couple 7-footers. It doesn't matter.
I saw
beat
them
their
play.
ass. This is the other thing. Michigan's biggest problem, their biggest issue is they give the ball away constantly. You see San Diego, all they do is turn you over. They are going what's the Wolf? They are going to turn him. I bet he has 8 turnovers tonight.
He's going to have to get 20 points for them to win. I like it. It's an upset for a reason. I think the seeding is correct, 5-12. I pick it up no other than that. But this is, again,
San Diego shouldn't be a 12 seed. They're woefully underseeded.
And I think Michigan's probably a little high-seeded. I think it's a little bit closer on both sides. But it's picked as an upset for a reason. Michigan should go out and win it. But their problems, just like A&M, are reflected in what San Diego does best. And that's the one reason why I picked them as my prime upset pick for the day, just because everything that San Diego does well is the things that Michigan doesn't do well.
I will say Michigan impressed me in the Big Ten tournament. If you had told me Michigan was going to win that tournament, I said, you're crazy. They were playing like ass to finish the season.
Think about how they won it, though. A coast-to-coast, nobody cuts off the dribbler kind of play, which, that's fool's gold. They shouldn't have got – that shot was – you won because the other team gave you the opportunity. So there's some of that fool's gold that's sitting there, and that's another reason why I'm behind it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like San Diego tonight. And finally, UNC Wilmington against Texas Tech. Texas Tech, a 14.5-point favorite. Can probably name their number. I don't know what their rotation is going to look like tonight.
They don't need it all.
I think that they're probably going to hold some guys out, make sure that they are healthy going into the second game. And you know what? I guess it's a good transition into our Final Four projections, Rob, because I have 3 1 seeds and a 3 seed. I've got Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Texas Tech. Guns up, Red Raiders. I told you, I've said it all year long, if this team is healthy at the right time, I think they're as good as anybody. They are healthy right now. Darian Williams going to play. Elijah Hawkins going to play. JT Toppin's going to play. Give me this squad that I've been waiting to get healthy. I believe in them. So I've got them going to the Final Four.
I have them close. My final's pretty chalk, too. I didn't go down to a 3. Auburn, Florida, Houston, Alabama. I had Alabama taking out Duke, or it would have been a chalk run. I think Alabama will outscore them at some point. And I've been on in Florida for the last couple of 3 weeks. You got 3 stud guards.
I like them.
Big up front. You can't get sped up. They're not an extraordinary team. They're just dead solid perfect when they need to be, and they don't make enough mistakes for me to turn them down. I like Florida before. I like them beating Houston in a fairly low-scoring, grinded-out, 155-point kind of game.
I've got Houston over Auburn in the championship game. And here's what this is my advice to you if you're filling out a bracket, and in a year where I think there is going to be a lot of people with chalky picks. The key is, if you're going to pick one of the, particularly if you're going to pick Florida or Duke, who are by far the 2 most picked teams on ESPN's brackets, and that's usually a good gauge, is the percentage of teams or percentages of picks. What ESPN uses, that's generally a good idea of what the world is picking. If you're going to have one of those 2 teams, you need to have someone that's an outlier in your Final Four. You need to have someone that probably not everyone else is going to have, and you're going to need to hope that some madness happens along the way. Because if you've got Duke and Florida playing in the final, and you've got 2 other 1 seeds or 2 seeds in the Final Four, the chances of you winning your bracket pool, you have to win. You have to be right on everything on day 1 and day 2. That's very difficult. I think I like you had sort of the same strategy I have. You have Florida winning, but you have Duke out.
Yeah.
which is going to give you a good opportunity because almost every bracket is going to have Duke or Florida or Duke and Florida in the Final Four. I went the opposite. I took Florida out of my Final Four knowing that they're going to be in probably 95% of the Final Fours. And
I'll be honest, I went in with the intent of having Auburn being my out. I just couldn't find a way for them to lose.
That's the hardest part.
You know what I mean? I just couldn't find where it was going. Was Maryland going to do it?
That's where I got to Florida.
Yeah.
I was looking for someone who I thought was capable of knocking them off, and along came Texas Tech, and I was like, okay, I can picture a world where that happens.
And I love that pick. But my last picture of Tech was letting Arizona figure out who they are. And it made me mad because I felt like Tech had it in them, but I think it was a choice. I think they decided, hey, we're gonna roll up the tent and let's go get healthy and go get ready.
Yeah, it's a team that's got to prioritize their health.
Don't get lost in that. And we saw it a couple of weeks back that Toppin has turned himself into a first-round draft pick. Not
Probably
a lottery
so.
pick, but that guy has turned him – and there's been several of these guys have come out of Lubbock over the last several years, and he's just like the former. He can play, and he's good enough to lift his team. I like the pick a lot. I hope they're not so good they lose their coach, but it very well could be that way.
So there you go. Vic, who's your champion? Who did you write down in the middle of your bracket?
I got Duke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an easy one. I will
And
say
who
this.
did Edwin have? You've got his
Oh, no,
bracket
it's right here. Yeah, his is right. I think it's Florida. I think he chose Florida.
He has Florida taking down in the championship game, beating Duke. Beating Duke.
Okay, so he's got Florida Duke.
Yeah.
See, who's his other two Final Four teams?
Michigan State and Tennessee. I like the variance.
Okay, he's going to need it.
Yeah.
He's going to need it.
I like the variance.
Because, that final is going to be by far the most popular final.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
I know Alabama is deeply flawed defensively, but when you look at points per possession and what they can do to you so quickly, I'm surprised there aren't more in on. They had a great year in the SEC, and again, I'll say it, the best conference in the history of college basketball. They had a great year, but for a couple of games and an in-state kind of rival, I think there would have been a little bit more to them. I'm surprised there's not more in on it.
And remember, there's a team that was in the Final Four a year ago. Now they got absolutely dog-walked by UConn in the Final Four, and I think maybe that's what people remember.
I agree. They're flawed. They give up a lot of points.
Before last year, my thought on Alabama was great regular season team. Do I trust Nate Oates to really get over the hump? And I love Nate Oates. Don't get me wrong, but it was like, when's he going to get over the hump? Last year gets to the Final Four and just got. I mean, again, saying they lost to UConn and got blown out by UConn when. In a 2-year stretch where UConn blew out everybody, it's if that's like the big knock on them, then it's okay. You got me. I think another thing about Alabama right now is Grant Nelson, who's a very important player for them, is certainly not going to play this weekend. Right. I don't know what his health status is. That's important. It's a senior. He's a key guy, key defensive guy, key rebounder. Yeah. That's a big deal.
Mark Sears is a hell of a point guard, and I'm old school.
Yeah.
I pick point guards, and Florida and to me, Florida and Bama have just about the best guard play out there.
They're certainly in that conversation, no doubt.
And that's why I like Tennessee going further than I probably should because I like Zaire.
Yeah, I get that too. And Ziegler's been anytime you've got senior guards, that's sexy to me, which is partly why I like L.J. Cryer in Houston. I like Emmanuel Sharp, who's not a senior, but he's close to it. And feels like he's been around for a million years too. But yeah, it's just hard for me to. I like teams that are hot right now too.
You like Houston. It's going to be an easy team to root for. I have them going to the Final Four, but I'll tell you what, if I could pick a team to win it just for the betterment of college basketball in the world, it would be Houston. I'd like to see Houston get a title, get Sampson get a title in there, elevate the Big 12 again, get another. I think as far as the basketball world would be improved with Kelvin Sampson getting him a win there.
Yeah.
In state. I think that would be a good one.
And it's odd to say this about a 1 seed. They've kind of flown under the radar this year.
Legit.
And if I told you, if I said, how many games do you think Houston has lost since December 1st? What would your answer be?
I would have said I've seen one.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
They've lost 1 game since December 1st. They lost 82-81 in overtime to Texas Tech. That's the one game they've lost since December first.
Which reinforces the Tech argument that Tech can travel and do the things they did. Remember, that was a game on the road. They did it in Houston. I was going to say in Holfines, but in their building. So they're a gritty, tough basketball team that it's hard to love, really.
And they walked through the Big 12 championship. Yeah. They made BYU look like they didn't belong on the court. Then they smacked around that Arizona team that you were saying. Arizona found themselves. Well, they found out the next day against Houston. I just think this team is miraculously kind of undervalued, and maybe it's because they're around every year, and every year they're pretty good. And I still contest last year. Had they not,
what's his name got hurt?
Jamal Shead, had he not gotten hurt, that team I think would have won the national title last year. And that was just a brutal timing thing for him to be out then. But I just think the fact that they lost that game to Duke by 2 or 3 points. Had he finished that game, I think they win the national championship.
I think we all did.
So I'm going to ride them again this year, see if they can run it back. All right, let's hit a break. Let's see what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you're not limping into your bracket battles. If there's anything paining you or keeping you out of life, we have reached a time in this society, in this era, that you don't have to. So many of us wake up every day with something that's bothering us. We take a little bit of a painkiller and carry out, and hopefully it'll take care of itself, and most of the time it doesn't. If there's something that is keeping you out of life, if there's something so painful that is keeping you from doing things that you love to do, stop. There's a fix. It's called Arosty. Arosty providers are all around in San Antonio with one abiding goal, and that's to get you out of pain as fast as possible. And they've been so successful because they do things in a rather unique way. Now, certainly all medicine applies, but this is not take 2 pills and call me tomorrow. This is a system in which, a plan in which your body is used to fix itself. It has nothing to do with long-term rehab programs, though that does play a role. It has nothing to do with surgery, though that doesn't preclude that actually occurring if it gets you fixed. That's the end goal, to get you well. But at the end of the day, what has worked for me is Arosty because it's fast. It doesn't involve medications that I might be afraid to take. It's my body fixing itself, and it's worked fast. I've had lower back issues most of my adult life. Many of you do too. But that might not be your issue. Maybe it's a sprain or a strain that happened last week. Maybe it's a rolled ankle, tension headaches, the kind of things that just don't let you go. Arosty can fix very quickly. On average, under 3 visits for most patients. Things you need to know, they accept most insurances. And here's the good news. You can see a provider today. You never need a referral. Go ahead and grab a pen. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. You can go to the website, arosty.com. There you'll see a list of all the providers and a map, too. I'll bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Listen, as the weekend arrives, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arosty today. They'll get you fixed. And when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Several crashes this morning, all blocking off the left lane, and oddly enough, all on Loop 410. The first one's on Loop 410 eastbound at Callahan. It's the reason speeds are stop and go starting from West Military Drive. If you're heading this direction, plan for about 15 minutes to be added to the commute. Also, a crash blocks off the left lane on Loop 410 eastbound at Ingram. Our final accident blocking off the left lane is also on Loop 410 going westbound between Broadway over to Airport Boulevard. It's causing a 5-minute backup and some stop-and-go speeds behind it. And also heads up for some road debris being reported on I-35 going southbound before Frostbank Center Drive. It's blocking off the 2 left lanes. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. At Jackson Hewitt, expert tax prep is now $149 or less, but only for a limited time. Hurry, book your appointment at jacksonhewitt.com today. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/49-149.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Mitch in Pittsburgh, what's your story?
Yeah, I got tatted up. It was 9/28, and I decided to tattoo myself. And me and my 3 friends all got 9/28 tattooed on the side of our ankle, and we're all infected.
Yeah, speaking of the Rust Belt, a little tetanus never hurt anybody.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Jason Minix here. Let's talk about health as we age. It may feel like you're lacking energy or strength, always moody, or libido isn't what it used to be. Any of these could be caused by low testosterone. Go get tested at Synergenics Testosterone Weight Loss. Their patient-first VIP experience is fast and easy. I recommend Synergenics because their personalized therapy goes beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for over a decade. They also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. Get started at SynergenicsHealth.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
One good thing about guys, right? I feel sorry for women. You know, because guys can pee anywhere. Women, it takes a little more effort.
If they got to go bad enough, they can go behind the car.
Well, they can.
Squat down by the wheel.
You got to make sure that there's nothing in the way. Yeah. Pretty happy about that. Pretty happy I don't have to worry about hiking anything up. You just whip it out. Go to town.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Oh, Lord.
Who's got Drake?
You think Drake picked Drake?
I think he did.
You think Drake would pick Drake to win it all?
No. Drake would only pick Duke or someone like that.
Well, I remember him warming up with Kentucky one time. He actually went for the Kentucky's Midnight Madness. Calipari had him in, and he actually went in the layup line, and he shot an air ball and then took his warm-ups off. And went and
in a
sat down.
shocking development.
But if I was Drake, I'd pick Drake.
Yeah.
Of course.
Seems like it'd be the move, but no, he's going to ruin it for whoever he picks. You can count on the fact they're not going to win.
Yeah, but maybe buy him a uniform or two.
Yeah, they're going. They're going to lose. Whoever he picks.
Would you accept Drake's pick if
No.
you were Drake?
No.
We don't take no pedos around here. Allegedly.
I would come out before the game. We would like to decline Drake's invitation to pick us.
He wanted to ride over with the cheerleaders. We couldn't figure out why.
We're actually changing the name of our university right now before the tournament begins to Strake. Yeah, that's what it's Strake works. All right.
Or Kendrick Lamar's. They could change the name to Lamar.
No, there's already Lamar.
Oh, that's right.
That's in Texas.
The Kendrick Lamar's.
Yeah.
The Kendrick's University. Kendrick's University. Hey, did you see the sex lives of college girls got canceled?
In general?
What?
Like for every one of them?
No,
or
there's
just
a show.
Oh.
There's
You
a
almost
show.
ruined America right there.
Justin Noble and Mindy Kaling.
Oh, I like her. She's from The Office.
Yeah, they've talked about they're looking for new places for the show to be, but it was on HBO Max and they canceled it, which is funny because it was listed as the most watched or second most watched scripted show on the entire HBO Max platform.
That tells me there's
for about 2 months.
Is there full frontal? We're getting some MA action here, some TV MA.
I've never seen the show.
I haven't either.
I know it's a comedy show.
Oh.
And they, like Noble said, I can't help but mention that it feels like there are fewer and fewer comedy series every month, and we're living in an era where we need comedy badly.
That's true. I
I really hope that turns around. I'll always be proud of this show for being the things that we weren't seeing enough of, a hard comedy ensemble where ladies get the jokes. I almost feel like I should watch it now that it's canceled,
well,
now that it's gone.
Is, as a 59-year-old man, and you turn on, you're streaming, and you get on the Max. Would you like to continue watching? And I'm sitting there with my wife and my kids, and the last thing I watched was Sex Lives of College Girls. I just can't have that on my history. I feel like I need to clear my history.
What if your wife watches it with you?
Well, that's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Hot.
But if you've been alone for a week,
that's
and then
hot.
you've been alone for a week, and remember when that show on HBO, Real Sex?
Yes.
Oh,
that was good.
That drove some subscriptions. Well, if you're living alone and you invite people over, the last thing you'd watched, that's kind of a dead giveaway.
Yeah,
I'd like to clear my history.
I could.
Like you do now on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, like I can clear my history everywhere else. Why on my Max streaming service does everybody get to see exactly what I was doing at 3:15 in the morning last night? You notice you only watched that for about 15 minutes.
And you weren't on the toilet either. Come on, Rob.
Oh, boy. I found a list of the worst actors of all time ranked.
I have one. I have one, and it's not popular, and I never liked it, but we'll see what it is.
Top 10.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
I'm going to write down my favorite, see if it made the list.
Okay. Number 10, David Hasselhoff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that goes without saying.
I mean,
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
He's just being himself.
He was in Baywatch Hawaiian Wedding.
See, being himself.
And his TV work was excellent. Knight Rider.
Wait a minute. There was a spinoff known as Baywatch.
There was a movie, the Baywatch movie.
Hawaiian Wedding?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't follow that.
I don't know.
Well, that's your loss, friend.
Evidently.
Number 9, Bo Derek.
Well, anybody
when was the last
who
movie
cares?
she was in?
Seriously.
She was in
cares?
Tarzan the Ape Man.
And that's,
that's right.
widely reviewed as the worst movie ever made.
It's incredible.
I thought Geely was.
But anybody who's seen 10,
Number 8. I feel bad for this kid. Jaden Smith, Will Smith's kid.
oh man, no.
Yeah.
Oh, poor kid. Poor kid. Number 7. This doesn't feel right. Chris Tucker. God bless him. There was a time when Chris Tucker felt like the biggest star in Hollywood. Like Friday and the Rush Hour movies were out, and he was like, everything he touched turned to gold, and then he didn't exist anymore. Like, what happened to him?
High voice anymore.
Yeah.
You understand the words coming out of my
His
mouth?
stand-up was priceless.
He kind of got it. I can't. He was like watching a Minion movie. I can't hear that voice much longer.
Number 6, Mandy Moore, who's much better known for her singing, I would say. She's in movies that my wife likes, so I don't really
Lifetime
like
movies.
Number 5, Heather Locklear.
Again, she was on screen for not her acting chops. I'm not going to.
She's just a hot chick.
Yeah.
But she was in The Return of the Swamp Thing, which is a
It didn't even hold a candle to the
classic
original.
movie. Number 4, Freddie Prinze Jr., star of I Know What You Did Last Summer and She's All That, and then became he was Fred in Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
in
no,
the
I know
live
who
action
he is.
Scooby-Doo movies.
Now he's Freddie Prinze's son.
Well,
I missed his career. I
He's,
did not know.
I've never heard of Freddie Prinze Sr.
Oh, he's Chico and the Man.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I guess that's his son.
But that's no way. That's got to be something else.
It's this guy.
Grandson?
It's got to be like because Freddie Prinze Sr. That's
That guy.
who I thought it was.
Yeah.
But the guy from Chico and the Man's been dead for 30 years.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. looks like he looks like dollar store Keanu Reeves.
Kinda, yeah.
Like number 3 on the list, Hillary Duff.
Again, this is low hanging fruit. Yeah,
of course.
I mean, Lizzie McGuire. I mean, it's classic stuff.
I'm not mad at her though.
Number 2, David Spade.
Now we're getting into places I'm mad at. Yeah, I don't like David Spade.
Yeah, David Spade, not great. My youngest son thinks David Spade is so funny.
Well, he likes Joe Dirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 1 on the list, the all-time champion, Drew Barrymore.
You know what, though?
Charlie's Angels?
I will agree with this because she holds herself out like she's a serious actress when we know very well she's a bubblegum actress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't act like you're something you're not. You did 50 First Dates and all that stuff. It's bubblegum work.
Yeah.
You're not a serious actor.
Hello,
Charlie's-
E.T.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Charlie's
a
Angels?
serious role.
You talk about peaking.
She was 7.
Yeah, you talk about peaking early.
Hey, big deal.
See, I thought we were talking about like serious actors that you see on a regular basis that aren't doing like,
Rob,
made for TV.
I'm sorry, my list
No, I know.
disappointed you. I didn't make
the
list.
I had, and
Who's your number 1?
Bill Paxton.
Oh,
That guy can't act his way out of a paper bag, and he's always got a major role in movies.
He was
and
in
I
what,
think
Alien,
he
Twister?
sucks.
Yeah.
I think Nicolas Cage is bad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I think he sucks.
I
really do.
He's never.
He's the same guy.
He's never believable to me. I'll give you another one that I don't think is good. Richard Gere. I get that he was like he's a handsome dude, or he was a handsome. I don't know what he looks
Same
like
dude
now.
in every movie.
Back in the 80s.
I just don't. I don't get it. Like
Same guy.
I've never seen him and gone, oh wow, what a role.
Now here's a question. What do you think of Liam Neeson?
Oh, he's awesome. I like him.
Well, but he's also the same in every movie.
Right.
But it's the exact same role.
But the thing is, the difference is, he stays in his lane.
You're right.
I know what I'm good at. I ain't going to try to do anything else.
He was
I'm
a
gonna
Jedi. He was a Jedi.
The
so
first
he's
thing you
number
look at is how many people am I going to kill?
Also,
if I don't kill 25 people, I don't make this movie.
Also, William Shatner, very bad. I don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't like him at all. Michael Jordan has been banned from Lagorce Country Club.
I heard about this.
He's just going to buy it then.
Well, no, I don't think so.
They don't sell it to him.
The Lagorce Country Club. I might be saying that wrong because I'm not exclusive.
We're not
but that is Miami's one of Miami's most exclusive country clubs has banned Michael Jordan, and you say, yeah, why? Well, they banned him in the middle of his game. He was on the 11th hole, and they said,
There's
"Sir,
no gambling at Bushwood, sir."
sir, you're not allowed here." which, by the way, he was not supposed to be there already. He's been on the banned list since November 28th of 2012.
What?
Yes, and he was breaking a rule again that got him banned originally.
Was it smoking on the golf course or something?
He was wearing short pants.
What?
Yep.
So we do not expose our knees down here in the Gulf Coast.
Yes. When asked to put on an appropriate pair of pants, Jordan refused to pause his game. And as a result of his refusal to comply, the club, this is a $700,000 to $1 million club.
Yeah,
like to get in, and it's got a long wait list. Whoa. He was banned from the club. He was wearing cargo pants. He'd been there many times before and had worn cargo pants previously. He'd never been aware that he was violating any dress code. This time he was made aware of the violation, and he did refuse to interrupt his game and return to the clubhouse to change. We were not aware that he is we were not aware that he is not allowed to return to Lagorce. I guess it's their loss, with Michael being such a great guest.
I'd just like to be the one to have to go tell Michael you got to go put pants on.
That's Jordan's rep who said that, by the way. DJ Khaled is on the wait list right now. He can't even get into the club.
He's awful.
DJ Khaled.
He's awful.
Greatest actor of all time, though. I think we can agree, right? He wasn't on that bad acting. A better actor than Hillary Duff, I'll tell you that.
He has a lot of sneakers. He's a big sneaker
Another
guy.
one.
Yeah.
And if you need somebody to work with somebody else, it's DJ Khaled.
One.
Yeah. I want him to do something just by himself.
He doesn't do that.
Just do one by yourself.
He doesn't do that. That's not his thing. All right, let's hit our last break of the day. When we come back, we'll do what we always do to wrap up the show. Take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Welcome to the Hangar, Potranco, your go-to spot for mouthwatering wings, ice-cold cocktails, and an unforgettable atmosphere. Come taste some of the best wings in town, served by their friendly staff with even friendlier cocktails. Only at Hangar Potranco, where great food, drinks, and friends come together.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live today and tomorrow to cover all the action.
Today we're at the Twin Peaks Park North and tomorrow at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-degree drafts.
Today the Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North location. Then tomorrow we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STAY to 321-321. That's STAY to 321-321.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah! Another one! Yeah. Well, friends, time to wrap up the show for a small Friday the way we always do. Oh, you know what? Let's first give it away. Give it away now. College slam dunk and three-point shootout. April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center, part of the festivities for the Final Four. Let's go with caller number 5. You're going to win tickets to that event. College slam dunk contest and three-point shootout at Frost Bank. There you go. All right, let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
I
kind of feel bad for the NBA today because literally no one cares.
No, and I'm kind of surprised how full a docket it is.
There's only 5 games.
I'm kind of surprised that
I'd
there
take
are
a couple
5
days
games.
off. I'd say, you know what? We'll be back on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like the rodeo road trip for the Spurs.
Just everybody take a day or two off because they all want to watch the games too.
Knicks minus 7.5 at Charlotte. I could only look at the Knicks here. The Knicks usually beat the snot out of bad teams. Then last night they somehow lose to the Spurs, who are a bad team. The problem, the only thing keeping me off of it is they go from San Antonio to Charlotte. It's weird back-to-back travel. But I would only bet the Knicks here. Brooklyn plus 8.5 at the Pacers.
The Pacers had a nice game the other night.
Pacers are solid. Yeah. Nets trash. That's probably the way I'd lean. Raptors plus 14 at Golden State.
What do they know that I don't?
Golden State's on a tear. Don't get me wrong. 14 is still a lot of points for that team. I'm not sure Golden State that's treating Golden State like they're Oklahoma City. That doesn't seem right to me. Bulls catching 7 in Sacramento. Can lean to the Kings there. Here's one I do like, though. This is probably my favorite of the day. The Bucks minus 3.5. There's some minus 3s out there at the Lakers. I like the Bucks today. I think that it's taking for the Lakers to win. It takes miraculous performances, and I just don't. You can't get that every night.
Bucks lost last night, 104-93 to the Warriors. The Lakers were hot last night. They're playing a little bit better defense, but I think the Bucks took the night off.
I think so too.
Yeah, watching the score, that didn't make sense. I do like the Bucks tonight.
In the world of hockey, we'll be very, very brief with these. Capitals minus 250 against the Flyers as Ovechkin chases that 895. Calgary at the Devils. Devils minus 180. Panthers minus 185 in Columbus. The Rangers minus 130 hosting the Maple Leafs. Senators are hosting Colorado. Colorado minus 115 there. Montreal at the Islanders. The Islanders minus 130. The Canucks plus 120 at the Blues. Minus 140 on the home squad. Dallas minus 120 hosting Tampa Bay. Nashville minus 180 hosting the Ducks. The once mighty Ducks of Anaheim. The LA Kings minus 270 on the road at the Blackhawks. The Winnipeg Jets are at Edmonton. Edmonton minus 120. The Utah Hockey Club minus 180 hosting the Sabres. VGK, the Golden Knights, minus 285 hosting the Bruins. The Knights have lost 2 games in a row to really scummy, crappy teams. Minus 285 is an outrageous number. I would maybe look at Bruins plus 1.5. That's even money, minus 110, or right there at it. So that's what I would look at tonight. Carolina is minus 345. That can only mean one thing. They're on the road. They're in San Jose at the Sharks. And the Pittsburgh Penguins, minus 135, hosting the Blue Jackets. Let's get to the real stuff. College hoops tonight. Creighton, plus 3.5 against Louisville. I like Creighton in the points here.
If you're taking Creighton, you got to take the points.
Purdue minus 7.5 against High Point. This thing opened over 12. It's now everybody's betting on High Point. I'm going to go the other way. I think Purdue. I think Purdue wins by 9-10 points.
8.5.
I think they cover that. Yeah. I really do. Wisconsin, Scotty minus 16.5 against Montana. I think Wisconsin takes care of business. What are you doing in there, Vic?
Oh.
I'm
getting all the germs off.
Oh, okay. Wisconsin, I like minus 16.5. I think they blow out Montana.
I like that. What's the Wisconsin guard, Tranche?
Yep.
He's a baller. That guy's got enough.
Houston, minus 28.5 against SIU Edwardsville. Here's my tip. Play SIU Edwardsville team total under. They are not going to score 50 points in this game.
No, if you can go first half under, do that too.
Yeah, they're a rim team, and if you've got to score in the paint against Houston, you might as well not show up. So I don't think they should show up. No. Auburn minus 32.5 against Alabama State. Yikes.
They're not going to cover that.
I don't think they will either.
Cover that.
Alabama State, one thing I'll say, SWAC teams historically turn the ball over like crazy. Alabama State's kind of an exception. They're at least somewhat careful with the ball. Auburn can name their number.
Yeah, they could beat them by 50, but they're not going to do it.
To.
Yeah.
I like Clemson minus 7.5 against McNeese. I don't trust this McNeese team. They don't have any size, and I got burned on them last year. I started believing in them, and they went up and played Gonzaga and just got smashed. Clemson without a key piece in their backcourt, I still like them. Give me the Tigers. VCU plus this.
Here it is.
This number's getting hammered. VCU is now +1 against BYU. I played VCU +3.5. I feel like a really smart person. I still like VCU. I think VCU wins the game.
I think they're giving too much credit to that BYU offense. I think that's just late money coming in.
Georgia, Gonzaga. Georgia +6.5. I'm on that side. I know you're on. You're
I like
oppo me
Gonzaga
here.
just as a history, and they've been there before.
Tennessee and Wofford. Tennessee -18.5. They can name their number as well. I don't know what they're going to want to do.
It's going to be hard for them to win by 18.5, though.
The total in this game is 133. To win by 20 points when there's going to be 130 scored, that's tough, man. But it wouldn't shock me. Arkansas and Kansas. Kansas -5.5. I don't know that I want to lay 5.5 points. I think Kansas wins. I guess this is one of the better games of the night. I hate both these teams, though. So
if they would just have camera on the coaches, I just want to watch the coaches all game long. I'll tell how the game's going by how Calipari is sweating.
That's probably a safe way to look at it. I love Yale +7.5 tonight against the Aggies.
7.5.
It seems outrageous to me. First of all, I never like A&M as a big favorite.
No, but
like you're asking them to cover a couple possessions.
7.5.
Yeah, give me Yale, and give me Drake +6.5 against Missouri. You're getting over 2 possessions.
Mm-hmm.
I like this Drake team. They're going to take the air out of the ball. They're going to make you fight for every score. I like them. UCLA -5.5 against Utah State. I'd certainly lean to UCLA here. Not a great feel, though. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive game. St. John's -18.5 against Omaha. Omaha. I think that's too many points.
It is.
Give me +18.5 on Omaha to hang around. UC San Diego.
Here we go.
This is down to +2.5.
Can you
money
believe
keeps coming?
All this money on UC San Diego against Michigan?
Let's put balls on the table. Give me +120 money line. San Diego.
Let's do it.
San Diego through to the next round, and Texas Tech -14.5 against UNC Wilmington. Texas Tech's built to blow you out. I don't know if they do it tonight because I don't think they need to. I don't know who's going to play for them, so I'm not really interested in this number. But I think Texas Tech. I've got Texas Tech in my Final Four, so I think it's a hammer spot for the Red Raiders here. And there you go. That's round 1. Thursday edition of the NCAA tournament. Let's get it, baby.
Go to sasportstar.com. You got about an hour or so to get yourself signed up on our specific bracket. I say it's.com. Go to the ESPN brackets. We have SA Sports Star set aside right there. If you want to play with us, if you want to watch with us, the boys will be set up at 2 o'clock at Twin Peaks Park North location.
Who do you got? South Carolina or -43.5 against Tennessee Tech in the ladies basketball match?
I like South Carolina at 43.5 because they're mad. They're pissed that they played a tougher schedule.
43.5?
They are going to hang it on them. I think.
What a cartoon number. -43.5.
Wow. See how far women's basketball has come.
Yeah, it's going to be a real competitive matchup. That does it for us, friends. Go see the Blitz today at 2. They're at the 410 San Pedro location.
Park North locale. Come see everybody.
And we'll be back. We'll do it all again tomorrow on a real Friday, not a small Friday, real Friday. Good luck on all your hoops. May your brackets shine bright, friends. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, my question.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Hey, it's Adam from County Crows. Come out and see us on the Complete Suites Tour this summer. We'll be joined by our friends, the Gaslight Anthem. It's a summer butter miracle.
Guess I should.